Hello. I might be a bit quiet today. I was like messing around with the mic before stream and nothing was like, I don't know. I guess it's never going to be as good as my normal mic, but in theory, I realized when trying to set up my normal mic with my laptop that like there's a whole series of drivers. There's like drivers for my for the interface. There's drivers I have to install that I don't have installed on my laptop, and I'm like, you know what? I did not intend to have to struggle this much before stream. So, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Is stream supposed to still be on waiting screen? Yes, because I haven't changed it yet. Give it a moment. Streamer, you sound different. Wow. Do I need to pin? I think I mentioned, I'm like, mic will be different. Do I need to pin? Do I need to pin that comment? So I don't get like 1 billion people coming in like, streamer, your mic, streamer. Why do you sound different? Yes, Michael's different. Yeah, usually we have do we need to have Michael, like, you know how like in elementary school when you had like more than one person in the class with the same name, where it's like, oh yeah, you're going to be like Ryan C and you're going to be like Ryan R, and it's like, no, do we have like Michael A, Michael B? No, maybe this one would be Michael G. This one is Michael G, I think. G is for gamer. Or no, this one's Michael R, actually. I'm gonna say this one's Michael R. This one's Michael R because this mic is Razer. Razer Seiren Mini. That's this one. This one's Michael R. Ah, thank you. Thank you. But yeah, this one's Michael R. And then my other one is Michael A because it's an AT2020. So that one's Michael A. My usual mic is Michael A, but today we're with Michael R. We also have Michael L, which is the lav mic. The lapel mic. So yeah, that's Michael L. So today we're with Michael R. Michael R. Can't even say my name in the egg doghouse. Thank you, Jake. Sorry, I was like trying to figure out things. Trying to figure things out. Here we go. Okay. Let's go to the screen where I actually wanted to go, and let's hope the music doesn't blow my ears out. Hold on. Oh, this is a bit loud. Hello, desktop audio? Properties. Please take from my headphones. Which is what I thought you were doing. There we go. Okay, I'll turn this down a little. Sorry, yeah, it's a bit quieter. There we go. We are going to the wrong background. Hold on. That's not where we're going. We're going here to the hand cam background where I am. I am here at hand cam. Hello. Hello with my eggy hands. Keep in mind that I'm like juggling through tabs right now because I can't actually have OBS and both chats open on screen. So I'm prioritizing you. So I have the chats open, but there we go. Yeah, I have both chats open, but I cannot see what is happening. So you're gonna have to tell me if anything bad is happening in OBS. So I'm hoping this setup will work. Be careful with your phone. Good point. I will put this elsewhere. Hold on. Where's somewhere not visible? Let's put it in this drawer and hope I don't forget it there. Okay. Hold on. Weird noise. Oh, okay. There we go. That is a cute shirt. Thank you. I did not embroider it. I've had some people, when I've worn it before, I've had some people compliment me. They're like, oh, I like the embroidery. I'm like, cool, thanks. It just looked like this when I bought it. I got it from a thrift store. Show the nails? I don't have any on. My nails are gross. My nails are gross. Ah! 27.
Just bloomed. Wow, 27 days of egg.
27 days, exactly. It's still. Whoops, 27 months ago. 27 months ago. What's 27 months ago? That's like 2 years and 3 months. It's okay. It's still like late 2023. That's fine. It's still late 2023. January 2024? Oh yeah, that might have been 2024. It's late 23, early 2024. It's fine. Speaking of Grandma Core, how's Eggy Grandma recovery going? Well, I hope. Good. I did get to visit her in the past few weeks because I was I was busy one week, and then the next week I had germs, so I figured it was probably not the best idea to try and go visit. So I'll probably be going later this week. But from what I've heard, good. They're trying to move her to somewhere else again. I think that's happening soon. But yeah. Hand reveal, yes. Yes, hand reveal. I mean, I used to do a lot of hand cam streams, but then I stopped for a while because I didn't really have a good setup for it. But now I do, for the moment, at least. But yeah, life maxing and then sick maxing. I wasn't trying to be sick maxing. I don't know, it wasn't really sick maxing. It was like... It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I think I had minor germs. They weren't too bad, but they were also bad enough that they made talking kind of yucky. Like even now I have a bit of, like, phlegm. I have a cough drop in my mouth right now. I'm having, like, some of, these guys. I don't know if you've seen these. Nodo Tsukiri Ame. I have no idea what any of these kanji are, though. I know it's a very, like, minty herbal tasting one. It's pretty tasty. It is good. Do you want the category to be makers and crafting, or do people not care about that? I don't know. I just put it to just chatting because I wasn't aware that makers and crafting was a category. But yeah, I like the calligraphy. Yeah, I mean, I think it's... I don't know what these kanji mean, but I know that this is, like... These are strong. These are powerful. I like them. Do they have an English name? No, literally, the package just literally just says candy. 100 grams. Is it Ryukaku-san, I think? Yeah, okay, Ryukaku-san looks like... because they have their website listed, so Ryukaku-san looks like it's what it's called. But... yeah. No, I am still slightly phlegmy, so I will likely be clearing my throat very much tonight. Yesterday I was talking, and after a while my voice was definitely getting tired towards the end of the day. But today I was shutting up and not talking to anybody, and at least my voice got to recover a bit. I remember in college, if you had a cold or sore throat, our campus nurse would give us these throat lozenges that made your whole face numb, and they were so strong I gotta find those again. Was it? I know I've had ones that were, like, medicated. Like, I don't know what they're called, but I remember I had them when I was a kid, and I've had them again recently. I don't like them, but they exist. You know those ones that are, like, medicated, so they, like, actually make your face, like, your throat numb? Like not due to the strong flavor, but due to, like, actual medicinal ingredients in it. Like, I guess it's, like, a very, 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 very mild version of, like, when they freeze your face for, like, dental procedures. I don't know. I've had them as a kid. I've had them as an adult. I don't like them. I don't care for them. They're not my favorite. I think my main thing with them is just that, like, when my throat is sore, if I'm sucking on a cough drop, most of it is going to my tongue, right? So it's like, it's like, cool, and then my throat is still sore, but my tongue is numb. Like, it just does not work for me. It just does not work for me. Yes, hi, Eggy. Hello! I should probably say hello to everybody. I'm still working on how the setup is gonna work, but good evening to... God, everything on my screen is so tiny. Jake, and Punk Asian, and Kuro, and Azure Shot, and Panis, and Nichols Rugger, and Kirby Bit, and Zelly, and Baxter Crook, and Nijimari, and not John Stamos, and Arctic Rex, and I said Opil, and Pembu. Hello, Pembu. Got here just now, and Linkstorm on YouTube. Thumbs up. But yeah, I'm not into numbing sensation. I like eating malado. Like, Like how eating I don't know what mala is. Turns out that sore throat into sore. But yes, I am just phlegmy now though. My throat is not that sore, but it is rather phlegmy. Full of phlegm. But yes, so what I'm trying to do tonight, here I have sewing machine. This is my grandma's sewing desk. I figured I would take advantage of having the house to myself and sew on the machine. This thing is old. This thing is old, and I was trying to work on it, and like, I'm sorry if my hands get blocked off at some points during this stream, because like, I was trying to find an angle to put the camera at, which, by the way, thank you, I believe it was Sundarathalos, thank you for the new hand cam. It is a document camera, I hope it's working out well. But, the, trying to find an angle I can put this at where, like, you can see the sewing machine and also see my hands and what I'm doing and not have extraneous things in the shot was actually quite difficult. So I think this is the best I could get for now. But yeah, this thing is old. This thing is so old, or at the very least it's a different style. Like, I was trying to figure out how to use it last night. I was like, going through, like, because I was looking at the manual, and the manual said something about like a pedal. So I was like, because that's how most sewing machines work. So I was looking for a pedal and I couldn't find one. And I was like, maybe there's like another method that I'm like missing? No, it turns out that like this stick, which I didn't know what it was for. I thought it was like for like maybe like if you were like balancing something, like or like trying to measure something. No. You know what this thing does? This is, whoops. Don't worry, it's not broken. It comes out like that. I promise it's not broken. It comes out like that. Whoops. Here we go. This thing makes it run. That's what this is for. This is the pedal. This thing is the pedal. Hold on. Now, how do I put it back in a way that will work? Here we go. Yeah, this is the pedal. So I'm going to be trying to figure this out as I go, because I'm used to using the foot pedal, as opposed to, I guess, this, like the knee pedal. I've noticed with this one that it's a little harder to control the speed at which the sewing happens. Because, like, usually with a foot pedal, right, it's like how a car works, right? Like, the harder you press down, the faster it goes, right? Whereas this, it's like the angle of it, so it's like, the further out you turn it, so, like, you kind of do it, you can do it slowly, and then, like, you can go faster the further you turn it out, but I feel like it's a lot more subtle. Like, it goes from, like, nothing to, like, everything with just, like, a tiny bit of change, so we'll see. But yeah, crazy that she still has the manual. I don't know, maybe that was my grandpa's influence. He was the kind of person who would, like, keep the manual for everything, so maybe that, like, rubbed off on her. But yeah, now, my other concern tonight is the sheer amount of wires I have here. I'm trying to see if I can do this without making my mic phone. But I am concerned because I have wires for the mic and the camera behind here, so I'm a little concerned that it's going to, like... Okay, that was just a close-up of my arm, whoops. So I'm a little concerned that, like, it's gonna, like, brush up against the thread that's gonna be here. That is my concern. Hopefully nothing bad will happen. But the other obstacle here is I need to remember how to use a sewing machine, because it's been, like, a really long time. It's been at least 2 or 3 years since I've used a sewing machine. And I have a vague recollection of how to use it. I know you need to make a bobbin, because sewing happens. When you are using a sewing machine, there is thread coming from 2 places, right? There's thread coming from the top here, and there's thread coming up from the bottom that the needle is, like, grabbing onto. So that's the purpose of these little guys. So this is a bobbin. It goes inside the sewing... See, there's already one in here. So essentially the bobbin is, like, thread that's taken from the spools at the top, which I'll have to grab one that's more in the color that I want. I will use this. So yeah, usually you have to make a bobbin by, like, putting this in the top and then, like, spinning it. Now I have to remember how to do this, because again, it's been a really long time. Let's see if I remember how to do it. Is it this lever? I guess I'm going to experiment. Eggy Craft is peak. Good luck with the wires, Mace. What? Thank you, Sundarathalos, and thank you again for the camera. I also have the processor. I've received the processor. Thank you for this as well. Thank you a lot. EGGY computer will be functional soon. I just need to figure out installation for it because I am probably not going to do it myself. So I know somebody who offered to help, but I might also take it somewhere. We'll see. But yeah. Yeah, thread from the top, thread from the bobbin. Yeah. So usually you have to make a bobbin from the thread because, like, in theory, you can use two different colors for the top and the bottom if you want, but usually there's no point. Like, there's not really, like, it's just gonna look weird in the end. So usually you do have to make a bobbin. And you put the bobbin inside here, which is, you can't really see it right now, but there's like a little slot for there. And then, yeah, then you just start sewing. You gotta thread the needle, which is that's another thing I haven't done in a while. I know my grandma had like a little tool for that. If I remember correctly, that's what this is supposed to help you do, like this thing that looks like a coin. I don't know why they always made them look like coins, but this is like has a little wire on it, so you can like pass the thread through here, and then you can more easily get it through the needle compared to if you're like trying to do it by hand. So yeah. If you ask me, seating a CPU is 1,000,000 times easier than operating a sewing machine. No, I think the difference is that a sewing machine is usually a little less delicate than a CPU, I think. Like, I think a processor is probably more delicate compared to a sewing machine. Like, maybe in modern sewing machines, I've heard modern sewing machines aren't, like, quite up to that standard necessarily, but, like, a lot of old sewing machines are, like, you know, you could probably, like, break the thing and it would still come back to life. Like, I feel like PCs, like, computers break if you, like, breathe on them wrong, I feel. The issue is that a processor is too expensive. That too. For me, computers are like Legos. Yeah, but like, I was gonna say, oh, they're like expensive Legos, and I remember that Lego is also currently pretty expensive. I feel like they're... Sorry, I'm crunching on my cough drop now. I don't know. I just feel computer parts feel so much higher stake, because if you screw it up, it's like you have possibly bricked your part, is my concern. Tempered glass screen, when you look at it wrong, be like, yeah, I mean, yeah, again, newer sewing machines I've heard tend to break more often. I know my mom's, the sewing machine that my mom had, I don't know if she still has it or if she got a new one, but like, I used to use it a long time ago, and like, the thing was so terrible with getting bobbins. Like, it was so terrible with both spinning the bobbin and also, like, taking the thread from the bobbin that half the time, like, I would just spin my bobbins by hand. I wouldn't even use the machine because I'm like, this thing is not gonna work. This thing is gonna get caught on something and then it's gonna all fall apart and get stuck. And then I would, like, spin the bobbin by hand, and then I would put the bobbin down below, and then it would proceed to, like, break in a completely different way. I don't know why. It was always bobbins. It was specifically bobbins that were the problem for that. So... But I don't know if that was, like, a flaw in the machine, or if that was, like, a flaw in something else. Like, I'm not sure. Yeah. But yeah, my last two computers had issues, but it wasn't caused by assembly. Yeah, well, that's the other thing, too, is that computers... You can do nothing wrong and still have a broken computer, right? Hold on, I'm gonna drink some water. I'm still figuring out what angle is best. I'm sorry if there's, like... I have angled this specifically to cause as few immersion breaks as possible, but if, like, a strand of hair falls in, I'm sorry. I'm doing my best. Okay. Because I do want to show you what I am doing, or what I'm trying to do. Ooh. Do I have enough space to show this on camera? Hold on. So, I have purchased a sweater from Canadian retailer... Hold on, I'm just making sure this isn't gonna, like, dox me. I don't think they print, like, the location. I don't think most stores print like the store's location on the tag, but I think we're good. They have these in a few different cities, so I think this is good. But yeah. My merchant, she's not a real egg. I'm sorry! I'm wearing a different sweater than I am on the model. I'm sorry. I have other clothes. I have other clothes. But yeah. The machine munches bobbins if you don't remove them fast enough. I don't think it's about removing them necessarily. It was about like grabbing them. It's like I would insert it and I would still, even if I inserted it correctly, it would still just like give up. It would give up. Yeah, you'll have to change your outfit with the redeems now. No, I don't think I have anything that like matches up to this. I'm sorry, I don't have the budget to make an egg outfit for every single outfit I have in real life. I should probably cut the tags off this. I bought it and then forgot to do so. Do I have scissors? Yes. Okay. I'm finding out as I go exactly what supplies I have. Because, like, there's a huge drawer, right to the right of the camera. There's, like, a drawer of sewing stuff that my grandma had. And she has more than I thought. Like, I'm good for... We got tons of pins, we got needles, we got more thread than I thought. Even things that I'm like, I don't know if I would ever need. Like, we got snaps. We got, like, a huge amount of buttons. But that's not what we're worrying about today. Because my task for today. So, this is a sweater. I'm trying to, like, show it on camera. Maybe am I gonna screw everything up if I move this back? Ugh. So, this is kind of a graphic tee type sweater that I have bought at Simon's. They had a collection of these. So this one is says L'Île d'Orléans, which is somewhere in Quebec apparently. I was actually with my mom the first time I saw the sweater, and she was like, "Oh, L'Île d'Orléans," and I'm like, "Where is that?" And she's like, "Oh, this with the strawberries there," and I'm like, "Is there? Okay." So I have not been, at least as far as I know, I have not been to L'Île d'Orléans. But, yeah, I don't know, this collection is actually kind of funny because, like, they had some sweatshirts in this collection that were, like, you know, places people would have heard of, or that are, like, interesting, I guess, because they were like, oh yeah, here's one for, like, I think they had one for, like, Amsterdam, they had one for, like, somewhere in Australia, but then a lot of them were just, like, random places in Quebec. Like, I think there was one my mom saw, and she's like, oh, that's over by, like, where your uncle lives. And I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. But, yeah, this one they actually had in 2 colors, but I like the yellow better, so. Basically what I want to do tonight, I have this lace. Remember the other day when I was talking about, like, buying lace on AliExpress? This is one of the things I wanted to do with it. So, this is, like, a lace trim. I'm probably gonna have to cut this part off. I think this is probably where, like, one batch ended and the other began, but what I want to do is make a little frame with the lace around it. And then I'm probably gonna have to get up and go downstairs because I realized I forgot to grab them when I was coming up here. But yeah, I want to do something like this. I want to make a little lace frame around this. This is kind of inspired by, there's a Japanese brand called Mary Jenny, and last year they had released these t-shirts that they were basically one of those, like, t-shirts that's just like square picture printed on t-shirt, but then they had, like, lace sewn on in kind of like a frame, so it looks like it was like a frame around it, and I'm like, oh, that's really cute. So I've been trying to, like, do that. I'm considering, like, if Uniqlo ever releases a collection, you know how Uniqlo sometimes does the thing where it really is just like a rectangle picture on a t-shirt and it's kind of boring, and I'm like, no, I kind of want to see if I can do that with something. So yeah. Makes sense that it's random Quebec locations and Simon's is from Quebec. That's true. That's true. I mean, Simon's, I actually really like Simon's. Not sponsored, I just really like Simon's. Like, I feel like Simon's is, like, one of the few stores at the mall. Like, I'm so happy that they opened up a store in current Eggy City because, like, Simon's is one of those stores. It's, like, one of the few stores at the mall where I feel like I ever find anything. Like, it's a department store, so I guess they have, like, a bigger variety of stuff. But, like, the stuff there is just actually cute. Like, it is... I think if anybody went and looked around, they'd be like, yeah, that's pretty eggy. I think that's pretty eggy. Let's see. So I think what I'm gonna have to do tonight is I'm gonna have to like pin down this lace. Hold on, I'm gonna just like cut this. This bit at the end is bugging me. I'm gonna cut this part off. So I'm gonna have to like fold this over and pin it down is what I'm gonna have to do. So I'm gonna do that, make sure it's like nice and even, and then I will have to sew it on, and then I guess that'll be the stream. I don't know, I have these little bows that I've considered maybe they're a little too big, because I had thought maybe like I had these little bows I could probably sew onto like, I don't know, onto one of like the little flowers to make it cuter, or onto the strawberries, but that's a problem for near future Eggy, I guess. So I should probably measure out what I need. Do I have pencils here? I don't know if I want a pencil on this, but yeah. I'm surprised you fold IRL given you barely folded Mahjong. What do you mean? Fold clothes? I promise you, I have you know, I actually don't fold my clothes as much as I probably should. Like, there is a big basket of laundry downstairs in my room that is just, like, everything in there is clean, but I have not actually, like, I haven't actually put any of it away, and I don't know if I will. Like, I don't know, I feel like, you know what, this might be a hot take, but I prefer to have all my clothes in one big disorganized basket. This might be a hot take, but I think that I feel like every time I put away clothes, I get annoyed because I'm like, I don't know where to find things because I don't remember where I put them. But you know what? If they're in the big basket, that's just where they are. Okay, so I'm thinking of doing 10 inches should be enough, I think. On each side. I gotta be careful too when I start sewing, not to like sew through the middle, but for now we don't have to worry about that. You don't have a dresser or closet? I do. I mean, technically it's a shelf with baskets, but you know, I'm functionally using them as drawers. But I just don't... I don't like, I feel like every time I put things away, I forget where I put them, is my problem. So I just don't put them away. Plus the other thing too is every time I try to have a dresser that's semi-organized, I'm like, okay, this will be the part where I put my shirts, and this is gonna be the part where I put my bottoms, like the skirts and pants, and this will be the underwear drawer, and this is the sock drawer. And then the problem is that like this is own like roughly equal amounts of each kind of clothing, but like in reality it's like sometimes you just own way more t-shirts than pants, right? Or sometimes you have like really big clothes, like you might have like a pair of really wide pants or like a baggy sweater or like a really thick sweater that like you can't really put in anything because it's just like way too big and it takes up the whole thing. So in reality stuff gets mixed up because I'm like, okay, this is a sweater and it should go in the shirts drawer, but like I'm not gonna put it there because I know if I put it there then it's gonna be like way too big and it's gonna be like it's just gonna be like it's gonna take up all the space. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna make my rectangle here. I hope to God that these lines are... Okay, 8 inches should be enough. I hope that these lines will be straight because I am not known for that. But you know what? Worst case scenario, I'm not really doing anything that can't be undone, right? So... yeah, a classic is underwear and socks. Yeah, the underwear drawer becomes the sock drawer and the sock drawer becomes the underwear drawer. It's like the nature of everything. I'm already detecting a flaw here. My square is already looking a little not quite square-like, but... well, we'll see. Yeah, this is the jacket drawer, singular, because it's so big. Yeah, exactly! Exactly! It's, you... sometimes things are just too big. And, like, yeah, of course the logical answer is gonna be like, okay, hang those in the closet. But, like... no. Okay. I'm, like, trying to measure this out, because, like, this is 10 by 8. So maybe if I can just keep to that. Where'd my lace go? Here it is. Because that's the other thing too, is this needs to be folded over, otherwise it's gonna be yucky, and threads are gonna be sticking out and stuff. Which is undesirable. Should I start from the other side? I feel like some threads are like coming in on this side. Where is the other end? Where is the other end? Maybe, maybe I should just start pinning and then, like, see what happens. If it looks lopsided when I'm done, then, so be it. Okay. Yeah, just saw your YouTube thumbnail. Yeah! Made a new one. Made a new one. That's it. I mean, I don't know. Do you guys like the YouTube thumbnails? Like, I was trying to make them silly and also simple because it really is just the same picture and I can swap out whatever I need for, like, a newer part. So, like, if I'm doing something different that day, then I can swap it out with whatever I need. Okay, so it's okay if this looks a little wrinkled, I think, because it's gathered. Is what I'm telling myself. Actually, no, that's not a cope. That's actively what I want. Okay, yeah, the thumbnails are great. Okay, I'm glad you guys like it, because sometimes I worry, I'm like... I don't know what the SEO... SEO? I mean, it's not SEO. But, like, I don't know what the clickability of them is. Yeah, I like them. It is funny. Yeah, I've never watched on YouTube, so I cannot say. I mean, my only thing is sometimes I worry, because, like, especially for things that I stream often, like Zelda or Zhang, like, I worry that, like, they're all gonna, like, my entire channel is gonna look like it has, like, the same 2 thumbnails. And it's like, you know, it's like, I promise I have other thumbnails, it's just that I keep doing the same 2 things. I'm sorry. It happens. It happens. I think I've been kind of spoiled by the HoloLive thumbnail, because they have thousands and thousands of artists making high-quality fan art. Yeah, that's true. Well, I think that's the thing, is that, like, I've seen some people, like, as indie VTubers, when they get started, I feel like I've seen people fall into the trap of trying to do their thumbnails the same way, where... because, like, a lot of people, you remember, I mean, maybe it's less of a problem nowadays. It probably still happens, but, like, I feel like it was a huge thing back in, like, 2021, 2022, where, like, everybody was just constantly commissioning 1 billion scabs, specifically for the purpose of using as, like thumbnails and social media posts. And I guess maybe like to the point of like financial ruin. And like I don't know if people are still doing that. Someone out there is probably still doing that. But like just like spending like thousands of dollars a month on like commissioned art. Hello Yusha, good evening. Hello Eggifer. Hello you I don't know if anybody has a good way of full naming Yusha. Goodness. Yeah, I think people do thumbnail plus big number. That's true. I have seen people do like, yeah, like if they're streaming like a multi-part thing where it's like thing 2, thing 3, thing 4, thing final. So oh, you know what actually is another huge upside to streaming from this table specifically? I'm sitting in an actual comfortable chair. Everybody say hip hip hooray. Everybody say hip hip hooray. I am sitting in an actual proper office chair. I mean, I guess there's nothing stopping me from using this chair, like, because my grandma doesn't really sit in this chair, because when she would sit at her computer, she'd be in her wheelchair, right? So I guess there is technically nothing stopping me from, like, using this chair, except for the fact that it's probably too tall for the table downstairs, and also, it's probably very difficult to bring down the stairs, and if I ever decide I don't want it anymore, it's going to be even more difficult to bring back up the stairs. But I kind of forgot that this chair existed. Again, my grandma used it more, I guess, before she used her wheelchair. And I guess it still gets pulled out as, like, an extra chair for, like, when we have big family gatherings and we need, like, all the chairs. Like, just all of them. But hooray? Yes, hooray. Hello, Robert Brown. Her back is saved. It's okay. I'm not sitting in it greatly. I guess I can still lean back. I can lean back. But definitely, the cushiness is better. The chair itself is a lot wider. And there's no, like, big plastic edges. Because that's the other thing with my normal chairs that kind of have these, like, plastic edges. So, like, if I put my feet up, sometimes it's like I'll get circulation cut off in parts of my leg because of, like, the big plastic sides. This one is, like, cushy all around. So, works out. Never mind, we're so shrimp back. Not to be shrimp. I'm trying to be less shrimp here. I'm trying to figure out how is the best way to turn the corner on this. I think this looks okay. I think this looks about right. This is not the final pinning because that would be a terrible idea because I think I've pinned through the sweater on multiple parts. So I just want to get an idea of like how it looks before I commit to like actually sewing it down in place. Yeah. It makes chat a little concerned about your chair / desk situation. I mean, again, it's fine, and it's not the best that it could be. I was gonna say it's the best I can do for now, but it's not the best it could be. But there definitely could be worse. I would say in many ways it is actually better than the chair desk situation I had at previous Eggy City, because that chair desk situation was like a lot more cramped. Like somehow even more than this one. I should get a new chair because the cushioning is dead. It's been like 11 years. 11 years? I haven't even had a computer for 11 years yet. Okay, now is this a straight line? Sure hope so. I mean, I guess one thing with this is that, like, the lines will at least be straight because they have to be. Because, like, the stitches on the gathering of this lace will at least, like, keep it, like, the line might not be going in a straight direction, but at the very least the line will be straight, you know? So it looks, I think it looks okay so far. I think it looks okay. I think at this end I'll have to figure out something. I might have to like sew a bit, like have a bit of slack and sew it together. But think it'll work. Hey Egg, I have a question. What do streamers use for karaoke? In what capacity? Like, do you mean in terms of like mics? In terms of like equipment, music, headphones, like software? The same OBS I always use. The main thing with karaoke is to make sure that you have as little latency as possible. Yeah, because I just use YouTube. I use instrumentals from YouTube. I think that's what most... I know some people have... Like, I think corporate VTubers will often have like a specific song list, like a specific application for it that they choose instrumentals from. But I think for indies, most people are just working off of YouTube. Which is why I'm constantly like fumbling around with instrumentals, because sometimes you like pull one up and it's not what you think it's gonna be. So thank you Caddy Shot, thank you for sprouting. Welcome. Hello, hello. But yeah, do you have a song list site too? Yeah, so I mean, you guys have all probably seen when I do karaoke about Streamer Song List. I know a few people that use Streamer Song List. So Streamer Song List is pretty much just, it doesn't really like have any actual instrumentals on it. It really is just like a list where you, like, it's a site where you make a list and then people can request from the list, and then you go and make the stuff from the list. Like, you look at the queue and you're like, okay, next song, next, thank you for your request, and so on. So yeah, hip hip hooray. Okay, so far so good, I think. These lines look relatively straight. Might have to rotate the sweater. Hold on. I'm worried about having enough lace, though, at the very least. That I know for sure. There was another project I wanted to do that I ordered a bunch of lace for, and then it turns out that, like, I severely underestimated how much I would need. So, like, I have another thing that I want to do, but I can't yet. I might need to rotate this to get it to the way I want it to be. There we go. This is cute so far, I think. I hope so. Yeah, Eggy, drink water? Okay, I have my water. I only have a small mug on this desk, so I might have to go back and get another one later. Yeah, for me, I have a library of downloaded YouTube videos I have clipped, if necessary, to apply replay gain to. Okay, yeah, I know, I guess, yeah, some people probably have their own solutions for karaoke, but... Again, I think it depends on how often you intend to do karaoke, because I think investing a lot of, like, time and effort into doing something like that is probably worth it if you do karaoke a lot, but if it's just, like, a one-time thing, or you're not, like, sure if you want to do it, then, like, it might not be the best option. But... Actually, no, I'm gonna go from this side. Actually, no, this side is better. I need to keep... I'm trying to keep all my needles facing the same way so that I, like... Or my pins facing the same way so I don't go insane when I actually go to, like, take them out. But, yeah. Yeah, sorry. My voice, I don't know. I'm in the stage where I'm, like, still phlegmy, but, like, do you ever have the thing happen to you where you're, like, just talking and when your voice is kind of phlegmy? And, like, sometimes I feel like I'm just getting, like, cut off by phlegm. Like, you're just talking and talking, and then all of a sudden you have, like, some... Like, it happened just now. Like, it feels like it, like, jumps from your throat to your nose while you're talking, and you just go, ugh. Yeah. Actually, where did you find the backing track for April Loop? It's the official one. You can't use it for every song. Sometimes you will get copyright struck for certain instrumentals, especially for ones that are from like bigger J-pop groups. But most Vocaloid producers will like just straight up upload their own instrumentals. I would recommend looking at, for Vocaloid songs, sometimes they link it in the description, or they'll just have it on like a Google Drive. I recommend also looking at Pia Pro. You have to look at the Japanese website. Like, it doesn't work on the English website, but like, Pia Pro is usually like a good, it's usually often where they're putting like all the like MP4s and stuff, like all the audio files. And usually most producers, yeah, will have just like their stuff just uploaded there. I feel like my problem's too much saliva if I talk for too long. Yeah, I don't know. Lately I feel like my mouth has been dry. I've been having like a reverse issue. Okay, maybe I need to just like do this sideways because I don't think there's enough space for me to like go upwards like that. At least not enough space to see what I'm doing. Is this the new hand cam? Yes, it is. I'm pretty pleased with it so far. It's easy to set up. I didn't have to like install any like drivers or anything for it. Like I literally just like plugged it in and turned it on and it worked. So nice and simple. And it's pretty easy to set up and it's easy to aim and point. Okay, I'm looking at this now and I'm like, maybe do you guys think I overestimated how high this needs to go? I feel like this is a little too close. Like, this is gonna bother me when I'm wearing it. Maybe I should probably go for, like... Because I don't want to be, like, cutting off, like, right at the edge of the strawberry print, or the embroidery. But I feel like from up here might be a little too high. Maybe I think I overestimated it. Maybe if I rotate it at, like, the bottom of this pin here instead. Is that too low? No! No, I think that's perfect. That's probably perfect. I didn't want it to be, like, going all the way up into the collar, because I knew that that would probably bother me if I was, like, actually wearing it. Yeah. But yeah, the visual quality seems good. That's good, yeah. I had to, like, mess with it a little, because I was, like... When I set it up, the default resolution was like a 3x4 thing, and it took me a while to figure out how to change that. But once I changed it, I was surprised. Like, it still looked good. No, I might be pinning things wrong. I remember, like, the way my mom always taught me to pin things was to, like, pin things, like, vertically in a line, like, the same way that you're sewing. But then I remember taking sewing classes, and they said, like, oh yeah, pin them, like, perpendicular from the direction you're sewing. So that way, like, when you're sewing, they're not gonna, like, get, like, the needle's not gonna, like, get caught on it. But I don't know, I still don't like having it perpendicular, because I feel like having them, like, in a line also, to me, is, like, it gives you a little bit of a guide as to, like, which way you're sewing. I guess you just have to be careful with the machine, that's all. You just have to be careful not to, like, have things break. Preference, I guess? Yeah. I mean, again, both are good explanations. But... But like I said, this isn't like the final pinning, this is just like the pinning to figure out where everything else is going. In a perfect world, I probably would have like ironed this too, but I don't know. It's a sweatshirt. I don't think it really needs ironing that badly. I concur with the Mama vertical pins. But yeah, I mean... I guess it's like, I don't know, I remember like talking to someone once, and I mentioned, I'm like, oh yeah, for stuff with stains, you should wash, or no, I was talking to someone once, and they were like, I think I had a stain on something, and they were like, oh, you should wash it in cold water. And I'm like, I wasn't gonna argue with them in the moment, but like, I'm 99% sure that for stains, you're supposed to wash in hot water. Because, like, to me, the logic of hot water, right, is that, like, hot water kind of melts stuff out, right? So, like, especially if it's something like a grease stain or something, you'll have an easier time getting it out with hot water compared to, like, cold water, which will just, like, congeal it in place, right? But, I don't know, they were convinced that it was cold water that you gotta use for stains. Probably depends on the stain. I don't know. I think to me, it's hot water. I was always told, like, cold water is technically gentler on the clothes, but if you have certain situations, like stain removal, you should use hot water. If you need to, like, sanitize something, you should use hot water. Like, depends on the stain. Heat can sometimes set a stain. Maybe. But yeah, no, I was just confused. I was like, is that what that's for? Okay. So let's hope that I set this up in the right spot. Oops, that's not where the pins are. Here we go. Okay, and I guess I will rotate it here. Rotate. There we go. Okay. Looks fairly straight. This looks fine, right? This doesn't look too lopsided or anything, I don't think. There might be some issues. I thought that I'd run into more issues at the corners, but maybe there's just, like, something I just haven't run up against yet. Some nonsense. But yeah, I'm trying to get this expanding foam out of... Expanding foam? How did you get expanding foam in your sweater in the first place? Hello, Angler! Welcome! Hello! How was your stream? Can we get shout out for Angler? Because I cannot reach up to my computer right now. Hello, Raiders! Welcome! Halucha! Hello! How was your stream? What were you doing? Were you gaming? Were you yapping? Were you singing? Were you drawing? Were you... I don't know. Doing so, and none of the above? But yes, for those who are not aware, I am NiceEggy. I am nice, and I'm an Eggy. And tonight I'm testing out a new hand cam that I got from Throne the other day. Thank you. And I am trying to sew. I don't know how successful this project will be. I'm trying to put a bit of lace on this sweater to make this a little bit cuter. But we will see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. Yes, thank you, NiceEggy. I was thinking recently, you know what I need to do? You know that one meme that's been going around with the Chainsaw Man, like, page, where it's like, oh yeah, thank you, Chainsaw Man. And it's like, what? It's like, oh yeah, because you fought with the chainsaw. And he's like, oh, yeah. And, like, people have been doing the same thing with, like, everything else. They're like, oh, thank you, Wind Waker. What? Oh, it's because you woke up the wind. Oh, yeah. And I'm like, I need to do that with, like, thank you, NiceEggy. Thank you, NiceEggy. Huh? Oh, it's because you're nice and you're an Eggy. Oh, yeah. I need to draw that. I need to pull up the tablet and draw it. It's so funny with that meme, because I feel like I've been seeing, like, every single fandom just, like, crawl out of the woodworks with it. Because, like, things I had never thought about in, like, I hadn't thought about in years. People were, like, making that meme with it. It's a good meme. It is. Do you even need to draw? I mean, probably not. I guess I could draw myself in there. I feel like I at least need to, like, edit something in, right? At least the words. Thank you, NiceEggy. It's because you're nice. You're an egg, and you're nice. Oh, yeah. Hello, White Alice. Welcome. Yeah, edit it if you have to. Because it's like, yeah, I could just edit the hat onto Denji and throw in an eggplant, but I'm like, I don't know, might as well... Maybe not a full redraw, but, like, you know. Okay, now how am I going to handle this part? I might just like overlap a little, maybe, and then like cut it off there. And maybe like sew it together somehow. I'm trying to find a way to do it that's not going to be like immediately yucky and obvious, but I think this looks okay. And it's not too long. Oh, okay, no, it might be a little lumpy. I will figure something out. Because I think I probably like pinned through the sweater in multiple parts, I think. So I'm probably gonna have to like move some pins around. That's okay. Worse things have happened. I cut my thumb and I'm on my phone. I haven't used my index to type in ages. Could be the one inside your chest, the Wolfie Eggy, or just a little egg? Good question! Maybe the Wolfie Eggy. Maybe the Wolfie Eggy. But yes, hello, JD274, good evening. And thank you, White Alice, for sprouting. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. Maybe the Eggy. Seems to work somewhat well, surprisingly easy to adapt. Well, it's just, like, silly, I guess. It's silly and fun. Hold on, I need some more water. I might need another cough drop, hold on. Nah. I don't want to make gross noises on stream. Something fell, I don't know what. Okay, so that was pinned there. You know, it's pretty easy when you're like sewing to not accidentally sew both sides of your shirt together, because like you just like pass the shirt through this part, right? So it's like the other side's already at the bottom and that's not a problem. But it is an issue when you're pinning, more so. Oh, this pin wasn't the issue at all. Cool. Let's not make it into the issue. Oh, yeah, it's kind of funny. The actual cut hurt less than getting the local anesthetic in the stitch. Or like the band-aid. Well, sometimes like putting on the rubbing alcohol or like disinfecting the cut hurts a lot. Or like, I feel like I've had like minor injuries before that get more annoying than they need to be. Because like, I know sometimes it's like, okay, you hurt your finger in some way, but it means that now every time you do something, you have to like use your hand in a very awkward way that like is not comfortable or natural. So then it's like, oh cool, now my entire wrist is sore because I have to use my hand in a way that avoids this other injury. So it's like your smaller injury becomes like a much bigger inconvenience. Also, hello. Winter with dry skin moment. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're technically in the spring now. We are technically no longer in the winter, so we got that going for us. Oh, is a cut big enough to go check out the hospital? No! Oh, yeah, you said the stitch. Oh, so you had to like get actual stitches on it? But yes, hello Faye. Hello Faye. Welcome. I am sewing tonight. What were you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing? I'm asking what were you doing? Like I'm like making sure you didn't commit crimes. Like, what were you doing? What were you out there doing today? All evil, no one good. See, this is why I have to ask you. Did the raid noise skip? Maybe. I think I did hear it. I just was finishing up what I was saying first. Okay, now which pin is this? What pin am I looking at? Oh, I can probably take this one out though. Oh wait, no, this was the pin that was turning. I should probably... I'm not going to remove this quite yet. It's too important. Ow! Write a manga where normal girls surrounded by snakes, psycho woman in a homewrecker, just realistic high school stuff. Well, that sounds like a you problem. That sounds like a you problem. Sounds like a you problem. Skill issue. Yeah, I got lucky and it missed the tenant. How did you hurt yourself? Were you like, was this like a cooking incident or was this something else incident? I've never needed stitches, but I don't know. When I was a kid, I think my sister at one point like slipped while falling off the bus and had to get stitches on her head. Like, I don't know, she somehow fell on her head but didn't get like a concussion or anything. But she had to get stitches on her forehead. But I have never needed stitches. I don't know, I didn't actually get injured a lot as a kid, but I think I'm mostly like chalking it down to the fact that I didn't play sports that much. Because I feel like everybody I knew who played sports as a kid was just constantly getting injured. Like, they were all just like, I'm trying to think, the first person I ever knew who broke a bone, broke it from doing gymnastics. And then, like, again, people I knew who played soccer seemed to have, like, sprains all the time. But then, I don't know, I was reading a book. Nothing can hurt me if I'm reading a book. I was just reading a book. I also drew a hoochum. I want to see it. Are you going to post it in the Discord, or...? It's okay, children bounce back fast. Yeah, that's true. Once you're old, it's different. Old. But then again, once you're old, I feel like it's a lot easier than when you're a kid. Because I feel like when you're a kid, if you get hurt, there's like an actual story there. But I feel like when you're older, it's like... Like, the other day, I thought I hurt my neck. I didn't. But for a second, I thought I hurt my neck because, like, it sounds weird. I thought I hurt my neck because I bumped my toe. But basically, it was like, I was, like, walking towards the stairs, and I accidentally, like, hit the stair with my toe really hard. And then, I guess at the same time, I had been, like, looking to the side, and then, like, the shock from hitting my toe made my head, like, turn in a weird way. And I was, like, for a second, I was really concerned, because, like, my neck felt really weird. I was concerned that I was, like, injured, but then, like, you know, went back to normal, like, a minute or two later, and then it's probably fine. But yeah, for a second I'm just like, if I hurt my neck from hitting my toe, it's like, that's the lamest injury to get. it's the worst like, you don't even have a story there, you know? I needed stitches once as a child. In the last 3 years, I needed stitches on my fingers twice. Well, then again, did you start doing hobbies that involve a lot of, like, knives? Because I can see how somebody would, like, get injured more also, too, if they were into, like, gunpla or cooking or like some sharp object related hobby. My previous stitch was me making hummus. Hummus? Don't you do that in a blender? Are you sticking your hand in the blender? Yeah. Person age 31 was holding a cup to drink, spraying their back moment. Humans are so fragile and weird. I know! Honestly, the fact that, like, your neck is so important and there's so many ways to just very easily injure it is... I don't know. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that. Same with your back. Where it's like, yeah, it's actually quite easy to, like, hurt your neck and back, but also your walk is predicated on those two parts of your body, and it's like, come on, guys, really? Oops, that's what was falling earlier, the measuring tape. I heard something slide down, and I'm like, I have no idea what that was, I'm not gonna check. Yeah. Don't be silly and always pull the power from your hand blender when you check it, especially when sleepy. So you were sticking your hand in the blender. Ugh. Okay, where's the second half of this pin? Is this the one that I stuck all the way through by accident? Where's the bottom half of this pin? I see this pin up here and I'm like, oh, here it is. Okay. This one was like right at the corner, so I'm like, oh no, I should not put pins in my mouth. That's a terrible habit. I feel like I always have this habit, I have this habit even worse with sewing needles of like, I will like put the pin between my teeth when I'm like not using it. I'm like, no, don't do that. Can't be doing that. Can never be doing that. The only blender mess I've had was cleaning a Ninja blender for the first time. Those blades are insanely sharp. Yeah, well, are you supposed to like take them out and like rinse? Usually what I do is that like you detach them and then you like rinse them underwater and then you put them back in. If I fell on glass on my table, I thought it looked so robust it was unaffected, but no, it chipped. I slid my thumb on the rib. Ugh. Ugh. I mean, I feel like I've had other issues with dishes, because like, okay, my grandma does not like to throw away dishes unless they're like thoroughly broken. So we have a number of like chipped or cracked things in the kitchen that get used anyway. There was a cup that I nearly scalded myself twice. So there was this one cup, like a glass that it wasn't a glass, it was worse because it was a mug. There was this mug that had like a crack along the side, and when the mug was not being used, it was barely noticeable. But if you poured something into the mug, it would start to leak out the side. And if the thing you poured into the mug was hot, then it would like, the crack would like expand. So I think the first time it happened to me, I nearly scalded my hand because I just like poured water into the mug to make tea, and then I like grabbed the mug and like there was just water leaking, like, you know, boiling water leaking out of the side onto my hand. And then so I rinsed it out. I put it to the side. I was like, okay, this mug is chipped. But the thing is that like when like the crack only is big enough to let a lot of liquid through when the liquid is hot, right? So when it cools down, the crack would become like imperceptible again, especially if you weren't looking very hard. So I feel like there has been a couple times that the same incident happened to me because somebody who looked at this mug and they're like, why is this on the side with the broken mugs? This mug isn't broken. And then they put it back in the cupboard. And then I pull it out unknowingly and pour hot water onto my hand again. So, yeah. I don't think that mug is safe to drink health-wise too. Something about being trapped bacteria. Probably not, yeah. Again, I've like had to eventually like put a note on it that's like, just, this is broken. Do not put away. Like, I mean, you never have cold liquid in a mug. Exactly, like, the only time you really put cold liquid in a mug might be like if you're rinsing it out, I guess. But yeah. Yeah, you should definitely throw it away. Yeah, usually, I don't know, we have like a bunch of like broken mugs sitting on the windowsill. I don't know what my grandma intends to use them for, but I guess they're nice to display. Oops. Sorry, I hit it when grabbing my water. This looks okay. Hold on. You know what? As I look at this, I feel like now that I'm looking at it from a distance, I feel like it's... The further a distance I look at it from, the less important that it feels for it to be perfectly straight, I think. You know what? Worst comes to worst. Worst comes to worst, we pull out this guy and we start over. You know? Yeah, I have a few pots that are barely usable and turn them into pots. Oh, into flower pots, yeah. But yeah. But honestly, if I could be honest, I think my grandma could probably use... She could probably do to get rid of some of her mugs because, like, There's barely room in the cupboard for all of them, to be honest. Okay, time for Eggy to get scratched with needles a whole bunch. What's she doing? Wasn't she in the hospital? She's still... Well, she's not in the hospital anymore. She's been in, like, a rehab clinic for a bit. Because the thing is that, like, if she were, you know, younger, and probably in better shape before she fell, she would have been sent home by now. But the thing is that, like, the house here is not very well equipped for, like, anything rehab-related. Like, there's not a lot of space for her to move around. Even if there was somebody around to help her, like, you know, it's one thing to, like, have someone around to help, but, like, you can only do so much if the bathroom is only so big, right? So, I didn't get to visit her for the past few weeks because I was busy, and then last week I had germs, so I'll be going again later this week. I think my dad is coming to visit, so I'll probably be going with him. But yeah, if only she had a young, able-bodied family member. Well, okay, the first thing, I know my aunt had mentioned this. She's like, we don't want to turn you into a caretaker, and I appreciate that. But also, too, it's one of those things where it's like, even if she had, because she had like a personal support worker who would come a couple times a week, and mostly just help with like household tasks that she'd have trouble doing. So like things like taking the laundry up and down, or putting away dishes, like. So she would help with things like that, and also help with like having my grandma shower. But the thing is that like my grandma needs more, like, she just needs more space to move around, right? Like in a way that she didn't before. So trying to do so in the house, like the bathroom is only so big, right? Her bedroom is only so big. The hallways are only so wide. So yeah. So currently, I mean, we know that she will want, like, she very much wants to go back home. So, I think she will be back eventually. When, it's hard to determine, I guess, but one day at a time. I do have a job interview this week as well, so that'll be cool. That'll be nice. Hopefully that works out. It's actually the second stage. Like, the first stage I had, oh wait, no, this is the other way around. Which way is it? Hold on. I'm trying to remember how bobbins work. No, it's this way. It's this way. Alright, now is the hour of truth as Eggy struggles to remember how sewing machines work. I guess I can always refer, I know there's like a bobbin already in there. I'll probably always just refer to that. Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Is it off to the side? Okay, there's a whole bunch of you. One of you's gotta be... Yeah, better be taking proper care of the house. I am. Again, there's not much to take care of. Like, I still wash my own bathroom, because the thing is, like, I haven't cleaned the bathroom in a while, but also, nobody, like, the bathroom upstairs, I didn't use it at all. I only, like, she was the only one who used it, so there's a lot of things I'm like, I don't really know if I need to clean this, because, like, I was, like, no one's using it. Okay. Okay, time to try and struggle to remember how this works. Is it like this? No, it's not like that at all. Does this thing have bobbin spinning functionality? Time to try and remember how this works. Maybe it's the other way around. This makes the pedal run. Is it like this? How do we spin whatever's up here? Maybe it doesn't have that functionality. I don't know. Is automatic bobbining? Is that like maybe that's like a newfangled sewing machine thing. Maybe I do actually need to do this by hand. Oh wait, no, I think maybe I needed to did I need to pass it through something? It's been a while. It's been a while. You know what? Maybe I will have to do it by hand. It has been a while. But also since like my mom's sewing machine was like so bad with bobbins, I'm like pretty much accustomed to spinning them by hand at this point. And I can yap while I do it, so it's fine. Please clean your bathroom. I do it every week. I do clean the bathroom that I use. It's just that like the bathroom upstairs, nobody uses it. So like, I mean, maybe it might need some dusting, but like, I see no point in washing a bathroom that nobody uses. And again, I go in the living room every once in a while. I clean the kitchen pretty regularly because I'm there every day, obviously. What's upstairs? So, let me see. The house. So downstairs is my room, then my bathroom, and the laundry room, and there's like a storage space. Then there's a few empty rooms. Like one of them I think used to be like my grandpa's kind of like lounge, but now it's just kind of an empty room. I have my makeup table there. And then there's a second room that's used as like kind of a guest room, like it's where my parents stay when they come over. Upstairs, there's a dining room, which is currently kind of going unused. There's the kitchen. There is my grandma's room, which again, I haven't actually been in there, since February. I think sometimes my aunt comes by and like grabs things out of it, if my grandma asks for stuff. Because sometimes she'll ask for like specific clothing items and stuff. And then there's my grandma's bathroom, which nobody has used to my knowledge since February. And then there's the living room, which I'm in the living room sometimes, but again, it's I wouldn't say it's especially dirty. Thank you for the reply. I was trying to make a joke. No! Dunce streamer strikes again. Foolish, feeble streamer fails to understand joke. To my knowledge. Well, no, because sometimes I've had my aunts and uncles will come by when I'm not home. Like sometimes my aunt comes to pick up the mail to bring it to my grandma, and then the other day I kind of got jump scared because my uncle came to do some yard work while I was out. And while I was out, I got this message that said, hey, your Amazon package has been delivered. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I got home and the package was already in the house. Like it wasn't like on the doorstep. It was like inside the house. And I was like confused for a moment. So I was like texting my relatives. I'm like, hey, did anybody come over while I was gone? And my uncle's like, oh yeah, sorry. I don't know. Because I'm like, I don't know. Did I just get like robbed by the most like polite burglar on earth? Like they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna take everything from her house, but you know, might as well bring in bring in the mail, I guess. Canadian burglar. Yeah, it's like we're not gonna steal her package. Just gonna bring it in. Might as well. Classic uncle, the woman does thing, doesn't elaborate. I don't know, I think it's more just like most of the time I can tell when someone's been there. Like if I come home and, because usually I pile the mail on the table. So if I come home and there's no mail on the table and I don't remember taking it anywhere, then I'm like, okay, my aunt probably came by. But that time I think because most of the work that he did was outside, I was confused because I was like, I was like looking inside the house. I'm like, nothing else has changed. What happened? Pronunciation is silly. Why aunt and aunt? I don't know. Why potato and potato? When I was like 17, I walked out of my room in the morning and there were 2 cops. What? Like just in your house? Like they just walked in? Turns out my parents left. Wind blew the door open, then our dog got out, then the cops thought someone broke in. Oh. And you're just like there, you're like, hi, I live here. I mean, when I was in elementary school, apparently, I knew like one girl in my class who had been in like her home had been robbed while she was there. And I think in the end, like she was just like hiding out. Like she heard it happen, but she was just like hiding out because she was like 12 and was scared and didn't know what to do. So I think she ended up calling the cops, but also what the burglars ended up taking was just like a TV. Which was kind of odd because, like, I think her parents at the time worked, like, fancy tech jobs and had all sorts of, like, devices lying around that probably would have sold for much more, but apparently what they just took was a TV. Which is like, okay, I guess. Now TVs are too big to steal. Oh my god, okay. When I worked in a mall, there was one day where I don't know what had happened. But basically, I came in one morning and I went to one of our like customer service kiosks and I sat down and there was just like a giant broken flat screen TV behind us. And security was like, yeah, we came in this morning and this thing was just like lying on the ground near one of the entrances. So what they're thinking what probably happened was like somebody tried to steal it from like a nearby business and like maybe dropped it in the process and then realized like, oh, this thing is broken, and then they just left it there. But they're like, it's unclear how they got into the mall. Like, very strange situation. Also, I'm not even sure where it was from because like there was nowhere in the area that sold electronics, so it wasn't like a new TV. But there was, you know, plenty of restaurants and other stores in the area that probably would have like TVs, like a, you know, some kind of TV screen in their store to display like a menu or something. But to my knowledge, there weren't really any in the area that had reported missing a TV. So I don't even know where that screen came from. Like, how far was this thing carried? But yeah, we have one of those giant CRTs in the basement. No one would be able to steal it even if it weren't super obsolete. Yeah. Like, well, yeah, because sometimes it's like, I know TVs are pretty heavy now. Well, I mean, I guess they're technically lighter than they used to be, right? I guess, you know what it is? I think TVs are lighter than they used to be. Because, like, your average flat screen is almost certainly lighter than your average CRT. But I feel like TVs nowadays are, like, probably more unwieldy, right? Because your average CRT was, like, heavier, but it was also smaller. So, like, if you were, like, 2 people, it probably would be easier to carry out a CRT versus, like, a flat screen now where they're, like, so big and wide that it would be, like, awkwardly... It'd be very unwieldy to try to carry, right? Yeah, they're not heavy, they're just larger. Yeah. And they're also kind of flimsy. I'm assuming you're trying to write flimsy, yeah. I guess, yeah, you're right. I don't know if... Are CRTs more likely to break, or are, flat screens more likely to break? Because, like, I know CRTs are, like, they look very sturdy to me, but I might just be, like, falling for an illusion because they're, like, a big cube, as opposed to, like, a delicate-looking rectangle. Rear projection, so I don't think it's good for melee. Oh yeah, aren't rear projection TVs also, like, really delicate? Okay, let me see if I remember, because I know... Okay, do I need to use scissors for this? Because I remember, this is the thing some sewing machines can do, I remember, is, like, cut the thread. I'm trying to remember if this one is one of those ones. How do I do that? It's been a while. Are you gonna cut the thread? No, it's fine. I'll just do it with normal scissors. I feel like smart TVs in recent years are just hot garbage since the smart TV software and planned obsolescence. Yeah, I don't have a smart TV. I've never actually had to consider. It's one of the things I consider. I'm like, I've never actually had to buy a TV. Because, like, there's a TV here. My parents have a TV. Whenever I've gone anywhere, like, to, like, stay overnight at, like, an Airbnb or a hotel, there's already a TV there. But it's one of those things that's like, I know when I move out on my own, I'm gonna have to think about getting a TV if I want to have a large screen. Because, like, I didn't have a TV in Japan because it was, like, very big and there would have been space in the room anyway. And anything I want to watch could already be on the computer. So I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I will have to buy a TV. That's something I'm gonna have to think about. Having a TV is quite comfy, not anything crazy big. Yeah. Because, like, again, I'm not usually a TV person. Like, maybe it's because I'm always, like, in the same way that, like, I've always used headphones for everything, even when I'm home alone. I feel like I always prefer everything on a small screen because it just feels like I have more privacy. But also, if it's my place, then, like, who cares what I'm watching on the TV, right? So, I guess I've never really thought about TVs. But yeah, I guess I want to have, like, a place to, like, dock my Switch and stuff other than just, like, my computer. Yes. Hello, Anime Fanatiku. Hello, good evening. Yeah, I had to buy one recently because the backlight on my cheap TCL went out. I've opted not to get a TV and I don't think I'd really use it. Yeah, that's the thing. I guess it is just, like, lifestyle things. Because, like, if you ask me, would you rather have, like, more space for your computer or have a TV, I'd probably pick more space for my computer. But, again, if you have people over, I think having a TV is nice, too. Hello, egg, scrambled or boiled? I think it's boiled. I'm pretty cozy. I'm watching Eggy on my TV. See? Yeah, TV's... TV. I love TV! Alright. Time for next step of trying to remember how to use a sewing machine. Because I remember this goes through here. Do I have to pass it through the side? I feel like there's, like, a spot. Is this where you cut the thread, maybe? I feel like it's at a different spot on every sewing machine. No, I feel like I definitely screwed up somehow. Is it through here? Oh, right, I forgot. There's a good reason why everybody keeps the manual. Okay, does it tell you how to actually thread? Okay. Okay, so it looks like you put it through here. No. There's a step I'm missing somewhere, I think. How do you thread this? So keep out one of these back here. Is there something I'm missing here? So go through here, then there's like a hook here. Ah, I see. Okay, I think I got it. Then you pass it... Okay, yeah, I am doing it right. It's just that it's more... That's really how it's done? Bernina Manual, I'm doubting you. I'm doubting you a lot. Because I feel like usually having to thread so... on the outside, I feel like most modern sewing machines will, like, have you kind of, like... do it a little more, like, it's a little more inside the machine because it's less likely to get caught on something. I'll probably test this on, like, a scrap of fabric first, though. Just to make sure I'm doing it right. And this, it doesn't really matter where this thread goes. Okay, then... Let's see, do we have any scrap fabric around? There's gotta be something. There's gotta be something I can, like, sew on without destroying everything. These are all too thick. Let's see. What's this? This is not fabric, this is lace. There's gotta be something. I did recently buy a small projector from the local thrift store. I mean, actually a projector could be useful because, I mean, it can do most of the same things the TV can. And probably also you can do it, like, if there's no space, like, you don't need to have the space cleared off all the time, right? Because a TV is there whether you want it or not, but, like, I guess a projector, you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm having friends over, we're gonna watch a movie. And then you can just, like, move the projector in, and then, like, once you're done with that, then you can just, like, put it away and move, you know, rearrange the room the way it was before. Okay, I hope... I don't know. Whatever sewing project my grandma was doing has probably not been touched in years, so I'm probably in the clear to test with this. It's fine. I'll probably seam rip if I have to. Okay, where is the flip pedal? There we go. Okay. Are you gonna work? Come on, work with me. It's not working with me. Well, it worked with me for like 2 stitches. Okay. Where do we go wrong? It's the bobbin's fault. What happened to this bobbin here? Curious. Curious. Okay. It's time for bobbin struggles. It's time to struggle with our bobbins. Let's try this again. Oh, this also came unhooked while I was, okay. It's time to have this come unhooked 1 billion times. Is the music gonna loop? Are you gonna loop? No? You're not gonna loop? No, I told you to loop. Okay, no, it's not at the end yet. You're gonna loop? I told you to loop. I said it to loop. You gonna loop? Loop, please. Loop. Loop, 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 loop. I need my coin thing. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Loop. Oh, did this thing? Oh no! My last hope! It broke! It split open, it split in 2. No! I'm trying to, like, not lean in. Because I am a VTuber. That didn't even go through the hole. Hold on. I think the thread got a little too frayed at the end, so... It is Eggy Struggle Hour as I try to figure this out. I promise I've used a sewing machine before. Oh, yeah, there we go. We're good, we're good, we're good. There we go. Okay. Please work, please work, please work. Please work, please be functional. Please be functional. Let's give it a try. Oh! Uh-oh. Well, we got further than the first time. For sure. Did you start eating my fabric? You started eating my fabric. How dare you? Okay. So maybe flashback to K-Drill, league streamer at time coach, going talk to Maze players when they were in a game and could not hear him. Alright, it's the bobbin again. It's always the bobbin! It's always the bobbin! Alright, how did you... It's always the bobbin! Now it's stuck, okay. I will not break the machine tonight. How did this get so tangled up? Okay. My scissors are like making a weird sound. Like they don't want to be doing this either. Yeah, because the stitches are nice and neat. Well, see on one side, on the top side, you can see they're pretty neat, right? But then like on the bottom part, something with the bobbin is going wrong. Or this is a bobbin issue. Well, maybe not. Well, yeah, definitely this is a bobbin issue. It's always a bobbin issue. The needle's always just doing its job, and it's the bobbin that's pulling all this nonsense. Is there some step with bobbining that I forgot? Oh, yeah, you have to pass it through here. Here we go. Oh, wait, no! I'm stupid! That's the problem! This is pure user error. Pure user error. Pure user error here. User error, I forgot. Oops. Eggy for gore. That's our problem tonight. I totally forgot there's like a little cap thingy. That you have to like pass this through so it stays in place. Foolish, foolish egg. Feeble streamer moment. Here we go. Feeble streamer moment. Burst down between machine and chair. I'm guessing this is probably like an IT guy joke. I feel like that's probably a joke that comes up a lot if your job is fix computer. But I think it applies here as well. Hold on. Is this the right side of this part? Here we go. There we go. Because it takes the bobbin takes it from the top, so it doesn't really matter if it's like sticking out the side there. Okay. Surely this will be functioning this time. Uh-oh. There's no way you are stuck again. You're not stuck. Oh, goodness. Do they not have a thing on the side? I know some machines have like a thing on the side to like... Maybe it's in front? No, I guess not. You just gotta cut out scissors the old-fashioned way. What are you trying to eventually sew? Oh, yeah, for people who came in earlier, I'm currently trying to get the sewing machine working by testing it on, like, piece. But I pinned some lace to this, so I'm trying to be able to sew it on. I mean, I guess worst comes to worst. This is probably a thing I could do by hand. There's nothing in there that says it has to be done with a machine. Would be a lot faster. But, like, it doesn't have to be, I guess. I guess it would be faster in the line, and, like, it presumably be sewn in a straight line instead of, like... I don't know. Hand sewing requires a lot of precision. Let's see. So this, I don't know, we got further than before. Let's see what bloodshed is happening with the bobbin. No, the bobbin is normal! What is going on? Why are you getting stuck? What is wrong with you? This is probably another case of user error. There's probably some, like, super experienced, like, tailor out there that's watching me now, and they're like, you fool! You forgot the crucial step. It's a crucial step that you forgot. And I'm just here trying to, like, guess what it is. I put the foot down. Maybe I need to have this trailing out further? But it's staying in place, so I don't think that's the issue either. Am I going too fast? Like, what is getting stuck? I don't understand what's getting stuck. It's It's definitely, see, it's being eaten at the bottom. It's being eaten up at the bottom. So I'm not sure what's getting caught. Before I go, how'd you mount the microphone? There's a shelf above my head. That's also where my laptop is. There's a shelf right above my head. Oh, I need to tab back into YouTube chat. There we go. Yeah, there's a shelf right above my head. That's why every time I go to do something with a computer, my hand is like way up here. Specifics? Because I'm using the Razer microphone today. So that one is just like a base and the mic, so it doesn't have an arm. So I just have it turned over. It's literally just lying on its side. Okay. That's weird because like the stitching on this side is like pretty, well, I wouldn't exactly call it even. I'm trying to figure out why is the bottom half pulling nonsense while the top half is normal? Why are you full of nonsense? What crucial step am I missing here? Does this need to go this way? I'm worried that this thread will get caught in stuff, though. Okay, that's firmly in there. And this is firmly in there. And this hasn't come unthreaded. So what's the issue? What's the holdup, guys? Sorry, I don't know why I'm now talking like everyone's like worst retail manager to the sewing machine. What's the holdup? Deserve to be Humpty Dumpty fell over and now records audio this way. Well, look, I thought, here's the thing, the reason why I'm not using my mic arm it's not for arm reasons, it's for, I don't have the drivers for the interface installed on my laptop reasons. Okay. It sews normal for like 5 seconds, and then it decides against it. Oh! Okay, I think I see where the problem might be happening. Goodness. Okay. Ugh. Again, what crucial step? I feel like there's some crucial step that I'm just like missing completely. And the machine ate this completely. Very cool. I don't think I broke it, but why is it so... Hello! こんにちは。今日はこの機械と戦います。Okay, come on. Okay, so we're undoing this. Come on. Okay, so something is caught there. But I don't know what it is. I can't remove anything from this needle. It's like... It's like got eaten into the machine. Again, what crucial step did I miss? Okay, I'm probably just making it worse by doing that. This shouldn't be this difficult. Japanese sewing machine? I don't know where this sewing machine is come. Made in Switzerland. Swiss de tsukutta kikai desu. Demo furui desu. Okay. Oh, okay. We might have a lead. Oh, okay. We have some leads on what's going wrong here. Seems like something is stuck. Is it even still threaded to the needle here? Or it's just like firmly... So like I already lifted the foot. I don't know what else I can do. I can't move this any higher. I don't think I don't want another eggy moment like you said earlier. Yeah, I don't know, because like I've used sewing machines. As far as I know, there's no other steps that I'm missing. I'm not sure why it's just like completely eating up this fabric. Because like it's not the Okay, I might need to like cut off the camera for a second so I can like actually lean in and try to fix this. Hold on. I might, because if I lean too far forward, then I will cease to be a VTuber. Give me a moment to pick stuff up off the ground. Yeah, no worries, do what you gotta do. It's like, okay. Got this picked up. Again, in retrospect, I probably should have tested this a lot more before committing to doing a stream with it. Like, it's not, to me, it's not even clear what it's actually caught on as other than, oh. What on earth? Oh, it was the bobbin again. Okay, I don't want to just, like, break these stitches because they're very clearly caught on something. At least I think I figured out how to... What on earth are you caught on? There's nothing there to get caught on. Okay, because I can't... Okay, maybe I do have no choice but to seam rip these. Because I'm worried if I seam rip it, I'm not going to be able to get them out of... from under where they're caught. Like, it's just going to get more tangled. But, on the other hand, I have no other choice and I want to actually get... Ah, there we go. Okay. We're back, I think. We got it out, we got it out. Maybe I need to actually, like, look up advice. Let me... Or maybe I need to look up in the manual again. Hold on. Let's see. Thread tension. So, threading the upper thread. Okay. Oh! Hold on, I might need to switch out to set this up again. Hold on. I think there was a step I was missing in the threading that was controlling the tension, and that's what was happening. Allegedly, there's a hook back here. Where it is... Okay, so it's from the back. Where's the hook, though? Does it exist? Oh, there it is. Ah, there we go. That... Okay, so that explains why that was falling apart, and also there we go. Okay. So that's... There we go. Okay. So now I can thread that correctly. Okay, there was a step I had missed when threading it. I don't think that's what was causing the problem, but I had missed a step. Okay. Let me just rethread this. Then we should be good and normal, right? I should probably read the instructions about the bobbin, too. Alright, what new forms of user error are we going to come up with today? Because I've used these I promise I have at some point in my life successfully used a sewing machine. It might not seem like it, but I have successfully used a sewing machine. Okay. So... So, threading the upper thread, we got that. Let me reroll this. They're gonna do a bobbin. Okay. So, setting the needle and thread. Okay. Oh, so there was a device. Maybe it is normal to have a manual over. Ah, so there was a bit for spinning the bobbin, and I didn't have to do it by hand. It's just that it was hidden under this other thing. Okay. Let's see. I can probably go back to normal screen. Here we go. Yeah, so it turns out there actually was something there for the bobbin. Turns out if I open this up, that's what that's for. That's what that's for! Did not know that. Okay. Well, it's a little late for that now. I mean, the bobbin is spun, so it is what it is. Okay. So... spooling the underthread. Okay, we got that. We got that. Bobbin case and bobbin. So, inserting the bobbin into the case and threading the underthread. Okay. So... when placing bobbin into case, make sure that bobbin turns in direction of arrow when thread is pulled. Where's the arrow? Where's arrow? Did that... oh, the arrow's in the instructions. So it needs to turn clockwise. So I have to make sure that it is coming out clockwise. Okay. Insertion of the bobbin case is only possible when the needle is in its uppermost position. Okay. It's in the uppermost position. Got that going for us. The bobbin case is held by open by latch 33. Okay, we got that. So, bobbin case... so, setting the needle. Okay, so... we set this in... like so. So there was nothing wrong with the way I was doing it, looks like. So... okay, so, but I have to make sure it's pointing upward. Okay, so that's in there firmly, I think. Is it? Seems firmly enough. Okay, now drawing up the underthread. Before the sewing can be started, underthread should be drawn up. Okay, with thumb and forefinger on the left hand, hold the end of the needle. Okay, so I have to draw it up manually? Is that what that is? That seems... I've never had to do this on a sewing machine before. So, before sewing can be started, underthread should be drawn up with thumb and forefinger of the left hand. Hold the hand of the needle thread Leaving it. Oh, okay. Like this? Oh, do I have to? Okay, so it does it automatically. Oh, I see, I see, I see. I see, I see, I see. Okay, so it does it automatically. And this should be going forward? Okay, let's close this up and see what happens. Please, 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 please. She's egging out. I'm thinking with my eggy brain. I'm applying all my eggy brain cells here. Let's give this a try. Oh! Let's see the back. Okay, that's not as clean as I would like it to be, but I think that might also be just like the result of... Okay, that's just the result of all the other threads around. It is sewing cleanly. It's sewing somewhat cleanly. It is sewing cleanly and acceptably, I think. Yeah, it is sewing cleanly. These are just like other threads from other stuff. Oh, we got it, we got it, we got it, we got it. I just need to figure out how to... Okay, this is good. Okay, there we go. Scared me for a second. It was like stuck for a second. I got scared. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. The machine functions as it should. Something just fell to the side. I'll figure that out later. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay, we did it. 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 Now time to actually sew the thing. Time to actually sew the thing I came here to sew. Let's figure out if we can do that. I need some water first. Ah. There we go. All eggs on deck. Every eggy brain cell has been employed here. Now let's see if we can employ them any further. Because this needs to be done in a manner that will not cause the sweater to be unwearable due to being sewn on both sides. So we gotta be careful with that. Let's start. If it sucks, hit the bricks. I'll need to take that pin out before I like put this down. Always partway slide it out. Okay. Okay, I guess that pin is just gone. Okay. Here we go. Moment of truth here. Okay. I'm gonna try. Oh, okay. Is it threaded? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try and sew slowly. Okay, well, let's... How do I reverse? No, how do I reverse? Usually there's like a button. Nope, that's not it. Where's... Come on, where's the reverse button on this? Because it was no actual thread. It was not threaded. Hold on. Where's the reverse button? There is usually a reverse button on sewing machines. I should probably figure out where that is. It's definitely not this tab. And it's also certainly not this tab, so... Ah, it came unthreaded from all the way up there. Okay. Awesome. Okay. You know, something I've noticed recently is just like a massive uptick in young people saying awesome sauce. I think it's something people started saying ironically. Maybe this is like a sampling error, but I feel like it's a thing people started saying like ironically. And then suddenly people are like... people are just like saying it normally again. Okay. So far so good? Okay, so far so good. How do we reverse it? Manual! Manual! Oh, your boy just went deaf trying to get my interface to pick up my guitar and then it hit full volume. No! Okay, cleaning and oiling, plain stitch. Forward and backward stitching, okay. Sewing table. Please just tell me where is the lever? Set stitch regulator lever 22. Zigzag knob. Okay, this is darning. Please just tell me which is the button that makes it go the other way. Cover plate, needle holder, take up lever, thread tension, tension, ornamental stitch, spooling device, hand wheel, plain stitch, zigzag, closing, knob lever, free arm, bed plate. Where's the reverse? Can this thing, does it stitch backwards? Oh wait, hold on, there's another page here. Drop feed, okay. Take up lever? No, that wouldn't be it. Switch lever for ornamental stitch selection. Flat plate covering spooling device, hand wheel release. A closing push button. Closing button. Make you go the other way! These guys are all supposed to function similarly. Like, I'm realizing how much was just like how much sewing machine knowledge I just took for granted of like, oh yeah, they all just work like that. Allen case and bobbin, needle and thread, drawing up under thread, darning and sewing. No, we're sewing definitely. Thread cutter. Oh, it's behind there. Okay, there we go. That's where that is. If you got a thread cutter, you gotta have plain stitch. For plain stitching, adjust the machine as follows. Okay, insert zigzag foot. No, we're good. Thread the needle, sewing, unscrew stitch rail. Unscrew? Set zigzag knob. Forward and backward sewing. Okay. The machine will sew forward or backward, forming long or short stitches. Stitch regulator 22. That's this. Okay. Okay, so if it's pushed above 0... Oh, okay, so it looks like it's this thing. Let's see. Like this? Ah, there we go. Okay, we're gaming. We're gaming. Are we actually sewing anything on? Yes, we are. Okay. Back down. It's a little slower than I'm used to. But so far it looks pretty clean. So we're not failing. Eggy, drink water? I think this is my last sip of water here. Hold on. Emmanuel, yes! Here he is, Emmanuel. Manual. Just some guy named Manuel. It's like, Manuel, how does the sewing machine work again? Manual. Now we have Michael. Maybe that's we have a bunch of guys here right now. We got Michael on the audio. You know, there's always so many things needed for stream, right? You gotta have Michael for the audio. You gotta have Cameron so that you guys can see my hands. We got Michael, we got Cameron, we got Manuel. Okay, that looks so far so good. This looks pretty nice, I think. I mean, there's plenty of time to screw up, but this looks pretty fine, I think. Damn, many people are getting fired today. Manuel, Bob, Michael is the only one doing his job. Who's Bob? Oh, Bobbin! Yeah, you're right. We got Manuel. Well, I don't know. I'd say yeah, Cameron's okay. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, Bob has always been difficult to work with. If anything, I think I'm having less of a problem with Bob today than I usually do. Usually Bob is much more troublesome. Manuel's been pretty helpful, though. Sometimes I have to, you know, ask things a specific way to get them done, but, you know, I'm fine. He's giving me what I need. Yeah. I had a thought today, too. I was like, so, Beba has merch now. I don't know if anybody wants to link Beba's merch. I will shill Beba's merch in my own chat. But yeah, Beba released merch today. So, she has a tote bag and an acrylic standee and a postcard and a couple stickers. And I remember thinking, I was like, I need to know, I was asking Beba, I'm like, hey, how big is like the standee compared to the rest of the bag? Because one of the things I want to see if I can try doing is maybe making an eat-a bag out of the tote bag. So like if I buy, because you can like just go online and buy like sheets of like vinyl, like the kind of like vinyl plasticky that they use for eat-a bag pockets. So I'm like, I could maybe sew that onto the bag and then like make little individual pockets to put like, you know, the standees and stuff in, and have like a Beba eat-a bag. Because I still have like a keychain. I bought the pastel melon keychain of Beba. Was it last year or the year before? But it's like I haven't used it for anything because I don't know what to put it on. I don't want to lose it. So I'm like, I kind of want to see if I can make myself a Beba eat-a bag. But also I'm concerned. I'm like, what if the standee is too big? Or what if the bag is just like not a sturdy enough material to like really be able to properly accommodate what I'm trying to do with it? That's my concern. Because it said it's like a canvas tote, so I'm like, I have other bags like that, but the thing is, canvas totes, some of them are like sturdier than others, you know? So I'm like, I need to see the bag itself to get like a feel for like what I'm looking at. Okay, this I think I'll sew a little further and then take this pin out. Because this turning the corners is going to be difficult. There was a noise that concerns me. I think I will go up until this corner here. So, and then we are rotating. We are rotating. So far, so good. No major upsets. I was expecting this to go much worse, to be honest. Thought this was gonna go much, much worse. I'm like waiting to find out, like, oh yeah, I screwed something up big time somewhere. But no, this looks okay so far, actually. Okay, let me scratch my back. And I didn't accidentally sew the sweater together, and it looks like that's not likely to happen, and everything seems even so far. Yeah, we're gaming. I think we're gaming. She's jinxing it. No! I'm trying my best not to do that. To specifically not do that. Okay, now what I'm worried with this side is that maybe I have it too far in. Oops. Okay. Not... Okay, hold on. Nah, pinhead. There we go. I don't know. I'm not a fan of using, like, these kinds of pins, because see how the pin here has, like, very little pinhead. Like, the pinheads are very small. This might just be a personal preference, but, like, I prefer when the pinheads are bigger, because the risk with, like, a small pinhead is that, like, if the fabric is too loose, you can, like, pass it through. Like, obviously I can't do it in this exact spot, but, like, if this was a thinner fabric, I probably could pass this pin right through. At what point, it's like, the point of the pin is to hold stuff in place, right? So I'm like, if it's not gonna do that, then I'm like, what's the point? But maybe that's also because my mom also, like, the pins that my mom had when I was learning to sew were also, like, gigantic. Like, they had, like, these massive pinheads. So, maybe that I just got too used to that and took that for granted. Alright, 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 alright. Okay, not as nice as the first side, but we're still pretty gaming, I think. Nothing is completely unsightly. We're good. We're good. We're gaming. I hope there's not like a... Oh, I should be careful with this. With this slack. Okay. Again, we haven't royally screwed up anything yet. There's always another moment. Okay. Okay, 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 okay. So far, so good still, I think. Going awesome. Hi, Eggy, hi, Eggy, hi, hi, hi. I'm sewing, I'm sewing, I'm sewing. It's going not as bad as I thought it would. Okay. See, this is another argument in favor of bigger pinheads, is I can sometimes not figure out exactly where is this, which side is the sharp end and which side is the dull end. Pin talk hit me with a flashback. The poppy pins I always sold around Remembrance Day scare me since there's no safety. I like the ones with the rubber stopper. Honestly, I wonder if the like charity sales strategy for those is the fact that people lose them so easily. Because I remember, like, when I was a kid, you'd have, like, Remembrance Day assemblies at school, right? And they would, like, everyone would lose their poppy without fail. Like, I remember seeing the custodian, like, sweeping the gym after an assembly, and it was like... Uh-oh. Like, there was just, like, 1 bajillion poppies on the floor. Like, there's just, like, a huge pile of poppies in the corner. So, okay, you know what? Okay, there we go. I can rotate this. Now we have to be more careful now that it's on this side to not accidentally sew anything together. But, okay, the side's going not the worst. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, sharp pile of pins with flowers. Yeah, like a sweeping field of flowers. For non-Canadians, for context, because I don't know if they do this in the States, we don't do Veterans Day, but we have what's called Remembrance Day, which is, we don't get the day off, but like there's usually like, you know, assemblies at school, and there'll be like memorial ceremonies to like, basically about like, you know, Memorial Day for veterans of war. But the thing is that like, in Canada, they would hand out these like little poppy pins that you're supposed to like kind of put on your jacket. But yeah, they come off really easily. And like replacing them doesn't cost a lot. Like if you, usually people will wear them in like the week or two leading up to Remembrance Day. But like, if you lose one, they're what, like $2 to replace? So like, they're not like hugely expensive, but they also come off very easily. I know when I was a kid, you're supposed to get a new poppy every year because it's a donation to the veterans. I mean, yeah, but like, some people end up with multiple poppies for the same year because it just fell off. It just fell off. Because the other thing too is that like, yeah, you're right. There's no fastener. When I was a kid, I know some people who would break off like a chunk of an eraser and put it on the end so that it would stay on. I think sometimes I would have like earring backings. Sometimes that would keep it on. I know some people that would like stab the they would like stab the pin through the side of the flower of like the plastic flower, which if it were like, if you do it right, it's great, it stays on great. If you do it wrong, then you rip the side of the flower. So it's high risk, high reward, that one. But because again, it only needs to stay on for usually the length of like the Remembrance Day assembly that you're going to, right? So it's not like it needs to stay on forever and ever, but like, you know, it is kind of embarrassing if it falls off. Especially if you're doing anything for the assembly. Like, I know I was in choir, so usually we would have to sing the national anthem or some other kind of song. And I know some people who were in band and they would sometimes be playing something. So yeah, if you're up there and yours falls off, that's pretty embarrassing. Yeah. I don't know. Very Canadian experience, I think. Canadian. Okay, we're good so far. Still going awesome. Okay. Oh god, I'm getting so much like thread and fuzz on the back of this sweater. And it's all like super obvious because it's all like super dark colors on a light yellow sweater. It's fine. We only have like one more side left to do, I think. Here we go. Okay, almost to the end of this side, and then we'll rotate. Okay. Let's get that in there. All right, rotate, and this is the one where we need to be especially careful to not. What's measuring tape come from? We need to be especially careful not to accidentally sew things together. But this is the final stretch. We can do it. So far, so good. So far, so good. So far, so good. Nothing looks awful. At least not awful enough for it to be, like, super noticeable. Awesome. Okay. The Ted poppies. I'm assuming you meant to write red. It's him, Theodore Poppies. Okay, hold on. If it's alright, I think I might have to step away and grab water because I'm like, my throat is doing weird things again. But I have no water left, so I'm gonna leave you on a cliffhanger. Just give me a couple minutes. I'm not gonna take criticism from someone whose poppy falls off. Wow, as if your poppy would stay on any better. Eggy, drink water, I'm trying. Give me like a couple minutes. Give me a moment. Alright, we're back. We're back. Okay. Return. Okay. Okay, let's go. I have gotten water. Ugh. Actually, something, I don't know, I guess I'll have to try this sometime. Something I found out on YouTube that apparently I have the ability to do now is, I can set it up so that, like, if I take a break, while streaming, because you know how, like, Twitch does the ads, but on YouTube I have the ability, if I so decide to, you can set it to have, like, a specific, screen, or to have, like, a separate video of yours play, if you decide to get up and have a break. I don't know how to, like, trigger it. I would have to look into it more, but it's something that YouTube's like, oh, hey, you can do this now. I'm like, oh, okay. So I can probably, like, I don't know how you set it to which videos, or if there's, like, a time limit, but I could probably set it to, like, a cover or something during the breaks. Is that new? I always watch on here. I think it is, or, I mean, if it's new, then it didn't present it to me. I don't know if it's new as in, like, a new feature, or if it's new as in, like, you now have an, because I know there's certain features that are, like, locked behind, subscriber milestones, right? So, like, at I think it's 500, or no, it's 100 subscribers, you are allowed to, like, custom name your channel. Because before that, the URL is, like, randomized, but once you have 100 subscribers, then you can be like, okay, I want to be youtube.com/NiceEggy, and if that's not taken, then you can have it. I think there's certain things that unlock at 500? I know you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to redirect into other people's streams, though. That one I know for sure. Because I've had, there's been times where I've been part of events, and they would say, hey, like, when you're done streaming, redirect into this next person's stream, and I was not able to do it directly. Like, I would just have to, like, post a link in the chat and be like, hey guys, go here, because I don't have access to redirects yet. Because how many subscribers do I have on YouTube? I think it was like 620 or something the last time I checked. So I'm not quite there yet. I'll get there soon. I think I'll get there eventually, but I'm not quite there yet. Yeah, they don't give everyone everything. Also, too, I think there's a lot of stuff that's also, like, regional, and also some stuff that's completely random, I think. Because I feel like YouTube does this thing a lot where they'll be like, we're rolling out this feature, but to just, like, random people. So sometimes you, like, open it up and it's like, congratulations, you now have access to this. And you're like, oh, cool, thanks. Like, I think some people got access to, like, A/B thumbnail testing before other people did. I remember hearing about that. But yeah, they tend to do that a lot. But no, YouTube makes you work for using any useful feature. And, like, some of them I understand. Like, I understand why they would want to have, like, a subscriber threshold for, like, doing redirects. That I totally get. But some of them are a little annoying, where I'm like, why do I need to have, like, 500 subscribers to be allowed to do this? This seems like nonsense. Okay. So, this... Okay, where am I at now? I think I might rotate this, because I think I'm now... I did it the whole way around, and nothing terrible happened. But now I need to figure out how to turn this. Oh, wait, no, I need to keep this down. I need to move this up. I just need to rotate it a little. Like, I just need to sew a little so I can get, like, the ending here. And then sew it down. Maybe if I, like, overlap them like this. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna overlap them, I think. That should work out, probably work out fine, I think. Yeah, I don't know how to trigger that either, but I know it exists. Yeah, that's the other thing. But yeah, YouTube features, go figure it out yourself. Well, it's more just like, I feel like Twitch gives you a lot more. I think that's the thing is that, like, I feel like the threshold for getting things on YouTube is a lot higher than it is on Twitch. Like, I feel like Twitch has a few things that I think only people who are affiliates can use, and Twitch also has features like anything with channel points you have to be an affiliate to do. And there's probably things that only partners can do. But like everything else is kind of just like anybody can use it. Like if you're like average normal affiliate, like everybody can use this. Or even if you're not affiliate, there's a lot of things that are just available to everybody, whereas YouTube is like, no. We're gonna make you have to prove that you're worthwhile of being able to redirect into other people's streams. Okay. Okay, and then I don't like this system on this machine for reversing. It's a little annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Uh-oh. Oh, are we stuck? Did I screw it up? No, we're not stuck. There's just nonsense going on. Okay. Oop. Okay, I might have screwed it up, but I think we should be okay. Okay. Moment of truth, let's take it out. It'd be weird if there was a requirement to rate on Twitch. Well, yeah, because like I feel like rating is one of Twitch's like most notable features, I think. Like, I think one of the things I like about Twitch more than YouTube is that, like... Okay, something fell. Ah, the black bobbin. That's what fell earlier. And that's why there's thread everywhere. Okay. Yeah, I feel like emotes are goated. Yeah, because like I feel like one of the things I like with Twitch is that it feels easier to, like, build with Twitch compared to YouTube, where it feels like YouTube, even once they implemented redirects, I feel like YouTube... It still feels like you're kind of on your own, if that makes sense. And like, again, I know that that's because of just like the way YouTube was built from the ground up. Like, Twitch was built as like, you know, this is a community thing. This is a thing you do as a group, whereas YouTube is like, everyone posts their own videos and we'll figure everything else out later. So like, I understand why YouTube streams feel that way sometimes. It's like I've said, like, Twitch streams are a live event. YouTube streams are like a YouTube video that hasn't been made yet, and it's being made in real time, right? But it's kind of... I think as a result, I don't know, YouTube streaming feels like very solitary, if that makes sense. Yeah, I can't tell you how many great VTubers I found through it. Yeah, and it like also encourages you to reach out to other people, I think. I think that's something that like Twitch is actually good at, like that YouTube seems to struggle with, is like, how do you get people to... Like, because sometimes when I think about people who have, like, been successful on YouTube, like, as VTubers specifically, I feel like most of the people I can think of who have become successful on YouTube mainly, rather than on Twitch, is, like, either people who have, like, a company or have, like, some kind of, like, big advertising budget, or it's people who had a following from somewhere else and then moved that to YouTube, or I guess it's people who... were able to grow in some other way, because I feel like on YouTube it is a lot harder to grow compared to Twitch, at least as like live streaming goes. But yeah, YouTube EGGY ends and you're left in the void. Yeah, exactly. Because like I said, again, it's more solitary. It feels more solitary compared to Twitch, which is like definitely more of like a group-based thing. But no, I feel like Twitch, it really does encourage people to, like, you know, you have to interact with other streamers. You can't do this on your own. Nobody can. Ooh, okay, so that is not bad. Okay. It did cut off quite as nicely as I would have hoped, and I'll probably have to... Maybe I'll do that by hand now. Might as well do it by hand now. Of just, like, closing it up here. I feel like that might be something, but that's definitely a do-it-by-hand thing. But I think I did okay for, like, the rest of it, actually. I'm surprised at how well it turned out. I thought I would screw that up a lot more badly. Yeah, this will be cute. This will be cute. I'm happy with this. Pretty happy with this. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see it very well. Here we go. I'm trying to, like, angle it. Hold on. How do I angle it? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm satisfied with this. This will be pretty cute. Maybe I'll post a picture tomorrow once I have like better lighting and once it's more cleaned up. Yeah. It's hard for us to tell. Is the lace a white or a yellow? Yes. It's like an off-white. It's like a cream. I intentionally didn't pick white. Like, I didn't want to use white for this one specifically. Because I thought it would be, like, kind of a bit of a clash, but... yeah. Yeah, I'm satisfied. Oh, well, okay, maybe I'm not 100% satisfied. Okay, so I screwed that up a little bit there. Should I start over from... well, I don't know. There's a bit of a... okay, yeah, I got caught in a couple spots. I'm debating whether I should fix that. Or... I'm scared, though, because here's my problem. I'm scared if I'm like, okay, this is a mistake. Like, this... like, look at this. Like, this, I can never lie it flat. It's always gonna be caught on something. Like, it's always gonna be that lump there. So I'm like, part of me is like, okay, I should fix that. That should be fixed. That's an error and it should be fixed. But also part of me is like, I know that if I start being like, okay, I need to fix that, I'm gonna be at this for 9 billion years trying to like flatten this out. But this is bugging me. Like, this got caught here. It's not perfectly flat. I guess I don't have to redo the whole thing. I can probably just like stitch rip part of it. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Because I don't think I'm doing anything that can't be undone is the thing right now, so... like, it might be messier and yuckier, but... everything I'm doing right now, I think, can reasonably be undone without making everything too yucky and ugly. Like, that's why I was waiting to cut the lace. Because I didn't want to cut anything until, like, I knew that for sure that it was, like, okay, it's over, it's done. Yeah, Eggy's so talented. No, I'm not talented. Somebody who is actually talented. Well, I don't know. I guess it's not really about talented. It's usually more about, like, practice. Because I feel like sewing, I guess maybe there's some people who are, like, more, like, attuned to, maybe not attuned, but, like, people who are, like, more knowledgeable. Like, oh yeah, this is the right amount of pressure to use for this, right? But I feel like sewing is very much not like a talent-based thing. I feel like it's very much like a skill-based thing, especially stuff like this, where it's like, it's not like... it's not, I'm not doing fine couture here. Like, this is a skill that can absolutely be learned. In fact, I would encourage people to learn it. You probably already know how to sew on buttons and stuff. Buttons. Okay, let's keep going. Trying to, like, do this as delicately as possible. I think that the main thing with sewing, I think the most important thing that you need when sewing is not any material, it's like patience. Because there are definitely certain things that I have not made and I will probably never make. And my main motivation is just like, I don't have the patience for this. Like a lot of embroidery, I wish I was an embroidery person. I just don't have the patience for embroidery. I have the patience for knitting, I don't have the patience for embroidery. And I think it's okay to admit that. Sometimes you can pick things up more quickly, but it comes down to practicing more. I think it's cool you know how to do this stuff. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it since, I don't know, I think I started taking sewing classes when I was in high school. At one point, I think I've talked about it on stream, I worked at a summer camp that was like a fashion camp. So it was like specifically about like the kids would design an outfit at the beginning of the week, and then we would help them with like teaching them basic sewing so that they would like be able to make their outfit throughout the week, and then at the end of the week they would have like a little fashion show. The sewing machines from that camp were, I mean, to be fair, I was surprised at how badly I was doing with the sewing machine today, because like I swear like 30% of that job, like probably more than that, a lot of the job was just being like a sewing machine technician. Because you have a bunch of children who are learning to use a sewing machine for the first time, and they are not going to get anything right. They are going to make some horrible mistakes. Somebody, okay, big piece of information, big lesson for all of you. Never sew a piece of lace to a different piece of lace using a sewing machine. Just don't do it. You can sew a piece of lace to fabric. You can sew a piece of fabric to a different piece of fabric. Do not sew a piece of lace to another piece of lace. Do not sew a piece of netting to another piece of netting. You will break the sewing machine, and also the sewing machine will eat your work. Yeah, I agree. Sewing's all about discipline. I don't think anyone has that without patience. That's true, yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, discipline. I say patience because a lot of it really is, like, if you want something to look good, you have to be meticulous about it, I think. Especially, like, stuff like this is, like, attaching trim is one thing, but, like, I'm talking more about, like, if you were, let's say, like, making, like, a full cosplay from scratch kind of deal, right? That is, like, okay, you have to be patient, because if you cut the fabric in the wrong spot, you're not going to be able to get your arm through the sleeve. I say this from experience. I remember, the first time I made a full cosplay from scratch, it was a lot of that, of just like, okay, I cut the fabric, and then it would like, I would be like, okay, why can I pass my arm through one sleeve and not the other? And the answer is that, like, when I cut the fabric, I didn't quite cut it at like the right angle, so it was like, the armhole on one side was bigger than on the other, and that's why I could fit my arm through on one side and not the other. So I had to like completely like detach the sleeve, cut the armhole bigger, and sew the sleeve back on. So it's like things like that where it's like, you will waste a lot of time. If you're not patient in the first place enough to like do things right the first time, then you're gonna waste a lot of time later just like fixing it and fixing it and fixing it. NiceEggy, big fan. I was on my way to sew some pieces of lace together on my sewing machine. Just want to stop by and say hi. Oh. To be fair, I don't know. The girl who like sewed two pieces of lace together, I can't even like blame her for that, because it was like, she didn't know what was gonna happen. It's fine. Because when it comes to lace, I think what she was trying to do, because like I think her design, she wanted to make a shirt that had like a lace back, but we didn't have like any lace fabric. So what she did was basically is that she took like a bunch of like lace trim, like kind of like what I'm sewing with today, and she was like, okay, I have some like fairly thick like strips of lace trim, so surely if I cut these to a size and sew them together, then I can make like one big lace back, right? And it's not a bad idea. She was on the right track. Oh wait, no, this needs to go down here first. She was on the right track, definitely, but yeah, it was just, maybe don't do that with the machine, maybe do that by hand. Honestly, I think most things with lace, it's, again, unless it's like this, where it's like sewing lace to a piece of fabric, I feel like a lot of it can be done by hand. I remember a while back, I wanted to learn to like knit lace, because you can crochet lace, but you can also knit certain kinds of lace. And I had like a pattern that was really cute for like this like heart lace. And I made a little bit of it, like a few like rounds of it, and it was really cute. But unfortunately, it's one of those things where I'm like, I would need a lot of lace to be able to actually do anything with it. And also, I wouldn't really be able to do it on stream, because it's like, it's one of those things that really takes like full focus, because like if you screw up somewhere, then you're like, okay, well, good luck, you're never getting that back. So It's one of those things where I'm like, no, if I'm gonna do it, I want to make sure I'm like doing it right, you know? And if I'm doing it on stream, I'm yapping the whole time. I'm like, that's not gonna go very well for me. Okay, I'm just gonna let this go to the ground. I'll pick it up after. Oh yeah, do you like my Marvelous Sunday post? I know you claimed I ran out. Because you did for a few weeks. You posted them like, and then you didn't. I'm glad they're back. It is Marvelous Sunday time. And in about an hour, it'll be Marvelous Monday time. Instructions unclear. I've sewed my sewing machine to my sewing machine. Instructions unclear. I've used a piece of lace to sew my sewing machine together. In about 3 days, it'll be Marvelous 8. True! Yeah, Wednesday's the 1st, isn't it? He says, now spring. It might not feel like it, but I promise it is. Oh no, today was... I didn't go out today, but I probably will tomorrow. But today is pretty warm. It's supposed to be... There's a couple of cold days, I think, predicted for this week, but it is... I don't know. When I went out on Friday, I was like, you know what? Even though it wasn't especially warm, it just kind of felt like spring, you know? If that makes sense? Because it was like still pretty... It was like kind of cold. Like, I think it was still a little bit below 0, but I guess it was sunny and like the grass is not totally brown. So it was like, yeah, this feels kind of springy. Kind of springy. But it will be spring, and then everybody will go, yay, flower. And then everybody will go, yay, sweater instead of coat. And then everybody will go, yay, grass. And then everybody will go, yay, trees. And then everybody will go, yay, no more snow. Yay. That's what everyone's gonna do soon. And then it'll be summer, and everybody will go, yay, summer. Yay, warm weather. Yay, swimming. Maybe I should go to Aquafit this week sometime. I feel like I haven't been going to Aquafit in a while, just because like it's been like it was so cold that I'm like I don't want to be wet in any way. So yeah, I didn't go to Aquafit for a while, but now it's like okay, it's warming up again. Maybe I should sign up for some classes. My mom used to do these voicemail things back when voice machines were a thing, and I remember she would always did the first bit of spring as spring had sprung. Had? Like past tense? Like it sprung and then it like unsprung? It went boing and then it didn't. Okay. Let's try not to screw this up the second time. Okay, where did I leave it off? Okay, it's like somewhere here, I think. This is probably not... Oops. Hey! I'm not ready yet. Hold on. I can see why I'm having trouble with this side specifically, though, for why it's so hard to make it even. Here we go. Don't break on me this time. Hello? There we go. Okay, so far so good. So far, so good. I have large fingers. I'm on mobile. You always bully me. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be NiceEggy. And I'm failing. People will be like, that's not very nice of you. Trying to be nice at all times. Unbelievable. How do I be a force for nice in the world? This is the problem when you call yourself the NiceEggy. People show up to your streams, and if you're not perfectly nice, they're like, no! How could you lie to me? Dishonest Eggy. Dishonest. Alright. Okay, we're almost there. I think, yeah, this is better this time. And we could probably dunk that in. Alright, yeah, that's much better. That's much better. I was scared that I was gonna, like, redo it and it was gonna be worse, but no, this was definitely worth redoing, I think. This part too, I think, is gonna be worth redoing. I don't know. I'm trying to be... Is this sewing on, right? Yep. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oh yeah, my stitches are way straighter this time than I think they were last time. Alright, this is probably good. This is good. Oh yeah, this is much better. This is much better. I'm glad I redid that. Worst case scenario, I can just go in and fix it by hand. Well, gotta be careful with that though. Yeah, I've been trying to be... I realized recently, I'm like, I feel like I should try to be more optimistic. Because I feel like lately, I go on stream and I complain. I go on stream and complain. And like, I realize there are many things in this world that are worth complaining about. But also, I'm like, I don't know. I don't think people go to NiceEggy for complaining, you know? So I've been trying to, like, be more optimistic, and I'm not really sure how to do that. Doom-pilled and upset. I'm like, I'm trying not to be. I'm trying not... I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's like, there are many very valid reasons in this world to be dooming, right? There are there are countless extremely valid reasons. It's not whether or not being doomer is wrong, it's about whether it's healthy, really. But I don't know. My only solution is listen to more Vocaloid, I guess. I don't know. There's like a specific... I feel like... I don't know if I can explain what I'm talking about, but like... There's like definitely this specific... I don't know how to call it a genre, but like definitely this specific kind of Vocaloid song that like... I can only describe it as like Hatsune Miku utopian, if that makes sense. Like, it's like, usually it's a lot of stuff that, like, came out around sometime between, like, 2010 and 2015. And it's almost always using Miku. I don't think it's... I couldn't actually find examples that use other voice banks. I don't know why that is. Like, if people are like, these are Miku songs, or if they were, like, songs that, I guess, maybe Miku was just the most popular one at the time, so that's what everybody was using. But it's, like, stuff like, Tell Your World... Decorator, most of KZ live tune stuff. I made a playlist. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Trying to not have the phone showing on camera. Yeah, what was my playlist of YouTube music? What's my playlist? Decorator by Livetune, Freely Tomorrow by Mitchie M, Hand in Hand by Livetune, Yellow by Livetune, Ai Kotoba by Deco27, Tell Your World by Livetune, Monochrome Blue Sky by Noboru, Yume Yume by Deco27, 39 by, or Thank You by Sasakure UK and Deco27, ID by Michi M, Sekiranen Graffiti by Ryo Supercell, Sing and Smile, I don't know which producer this is from, Secret Garden, which I also don't know what producer it's from, it was like a really, really old song, Weekender Girl by Livetune. Shake It, like, you know, one where Len does a backflip. 1/6 Out of the Gravity by Noah, I think. Odds and Ends by Rio. I Know Uta, the Promise by Sam Free. Age Age Again by Michi M. This, I feel like half this list is Livetune and the other half is Michi M, but like, I feel like a lot of them were just like, yeah, like, very optimistic, but also kind of future sounding. And usually when they would do music videos for them, they would always be like, it'd be very like, maybe not necessarily Frutiger Arrow, but it was like very kind of like, you know, lots of water, lots of, you know, very futuristic looking. I don't know, I've been listening to a lot of that in an attempt to be more optimistic. Okay, let's see. Is there like any regular sewing needles? Because I thought maybe I'd have to like get up and go get something to try and sew this, but I might not have to. Are there any lists? There's like so many buttons. What are these? Are these snaps? Hold on. There's 24 of them. So there's 24 pieces. I think I just broke one. Are these hair clips? These are ancient. Like, what is this? I just found this in the drawer. This looks ancient. I think I just broke one by trying to, like, unclip it. This is just basic. This is like a brand from Walmart in Canada. From, like, what year? This looks like it was, like, when I was a kid. Is this thing almost as old as me? No wonder it's, like, the plastic is falling apart. I'm scared to, like, touch another one, because I feel like if... like, the little flimsy, like, plastic in the corner here. What are those? Like, it's kind of like... These are old. These look like something I would have had when I was a kid. I don't know why this was in this drawer. I thought they were buttons, because my grandma has, like, a huge thing of buttons. My grandma has a... Hold on. Can we just take a small detour to look through all my grandma's buttons? Because she has, like, these little angels. Oh, these are really cute. Look at these little birds. Look at these birds. I don't know if the camera's focusing on this very well. I like these flowers. I'm probably have to ask her if I can use these for anything, because, like, I don't know if... whatever project she bought them for is probably, like, long ago. There's some buttons that are, like, rusting because they've been in here for so long. I don't think I'm going to use this. I feel like a lot of these are probably bought for, like, sweaters more so than they were for, like, sewing projects, though. Because we also have the same flowers, but smaller. We got these, like, Canadian leaf coin-looking ones. Having them on a string is, like, a really good solution, though. Ooh. Spaghetti. Yeah. These are really old, though. I probably should put these straight on, like, my brand new sweater. What was I looking for? Sewing needle. There's gotta be another one lying around here. Are these sewing needles? Yes, they are. Okay. Are any of them something I can actually put thread into? These are some tiny holes. Some of these are for the sewing machine. I have one downstairs, but it's kind of... I don't feel like going in and getting it. Need to worry about any reflections or nah? I'm gonna be real. Nothing here that reflects can reflect big enough. Like, there's no mirrors in here, and anything that can reflect is not gonna reflect big enough to actually show anything. I don't know, sometimes I wonder, I'm like, what if one day I was doing like a cooking stream or something, and then my face gets reflected, but in a way that's like distorted, like it gets reflected off like a spoon, and people have to like, if they want to find out what my face looks like, they would have to like reverse Photoshop the spoon, so that like the spoon is like, imagine like the spoon being like very See how spoons are like kind of like curved, right? So that like people are just gonna assume like, oh, she just has like the center of her face is just giant. I was referring to the old stuff in the tin. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm not too concerned. And everything in there is like so old that I don't think it would reflect very well anyway. Not too worried. CSI enhance. Well, like I've definitely heard of like people having to like unlist their like hand cam streams for like especially for like cooking. I've definitely heard of that happening. Okay, I think I will commit to cutting the lace here. I'll probably tuck it in a little though. I'll leave a little slack. Okay. Let's at least cut it in a place that's nice. Alright, we've committed. I still got quite a bit left. I'm surprised. There we go. Then I can tuck this in, and maybe, can I tuck this in? Is there enough space for that? Yeah, okay, I can tuck this in, and maybe even, like, sew this up on the side. Yeah, there we go. I'll do this by hand, though. No, like I said, you can't sew a piece of lace to a different piece of lace. It's gonna break the machine. Fisheye spoon dogs. I can't believe my streamer looks like an orb. Yeah, I'm just like a ball. I'm just a ball of eggy. Ball of egg. My impression that you didn't really care that much since you do performances so much. Yeah, I mean, I've cared less. I feel like I cared more when I first started. But I feel like I think the meta has kind of changed on that too, because I feel like I remember like early days of VTubing, it was like whether you were indie or like corpo, like it was very common for everyone to just never ever 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 show their face. Like that was like the #1 rule. But like now I feel like things are a little different. Because, like, obviously most streamers from big companies still don't show their faces, but, like, I feel like with indies, kind of the meta on that has changed. Especially now, too, I think, as well, because, like, it was easy to do that during COVID when, like, you know, everybody was staying at home and nobody was leaving their house. But, like, once things, like, started opening up again, right, it's a little harder to do that. Like, once you're going to conventions and stuff and trying to, like, meet people, then it gets a little harder to be completely, like, private all the time, right? Because, like, you do have a face in real life, right? Everyone does. So it's like one of those things where it's like, after a while, it just kind of becomes unreasonable to try to maintain like 100% secrecy, right? So yeah, I think that's, again, I used to care a lot more, but now I'm like, you know what? It's fine. There are worse things. It is really interesting though, because I always found it, I remember like, even when I first started streaming, I'm like, man, the standards of privacy for VTubers are very high, right? Because usually in any other online community, if somebody said, oh, somebody got doxxed, it's like, oh my god, was it like their home address that got revealed? Like credit card numbers? Like, are people bothering their family members? But like for VTubers, sometimes that happens. But I feel like a lot of time when they say, oh yeah, this is dox information, it's like, oh yeah, we found like their old Instagram account or something like that. Like it's something that like, I think in a lot of other online communities would not even like read as like especially personal information, right? Like I guess it's just, yeah, it's a much higher standard of privacy, which I think is interesting. I remember watching a video and this guy was waving around his wallet and his credit card info is clearly visible. wondered too, I'm like, I never understood IRL streams either. Because, I don't know, it's one thing to, like, vlog about where you're going. Like, it's one thing to, like, go somewhere and then, like, take a picture and then you leave the place and go somewhere else, right? But to me, I'm like, the idea of, like, IRL vlogging in real time where, like, if somebody recognizes the place you're in, they can just, like, find you on the street. I've always been like, that seems mighty unsafe. But, I don't know, it seems to be popular, so... Hello, Johnny Soft. Good evening. I am finishing up, I think. I'm almost done. I'm just cleaning up a couple loose threads. I think it should be okay down here. But yeah, Eggy, so hello, Zia Xenos. Hi, Zia Xenos. Moderators, can we get a shout out for Zia Xenos? Hello, Zia Xenos. Do you like the lace that I've applied to this sweater, Zia Xenos? Look at this. I now have a nice little frame on it. I think I did an okay job. But yeah. I remember when a pretty big FleshTuber decided to switch to VTubing, all the normies are like, why are all the VTuber fans respecting the new name not being like the old name? I had to explain that that's not the point of VTubing. Marie, I like the lace that you've applied to the sweater. Why, thank you, Zia Xenos. Yes. Modless. I have to do everything around here. I can't even, I legitimately cannot because I cannot see the keys on my keyboard. I'm sorry, I legitimately cannot. Mods, I've fallen and I can't get up. Mods, I legitimately, like, my computer is above my head. I have to, like, reach up. I have to reach up to grab it, and I cannot see it. I cannot see my own keyboard. Mods. Some is extreme internet safety, and then some people are way too relaxed. Will be like, I live here, here's my SIN number. Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know. I guess it's one of those things where it's like, I grew up being told, like, never tell anybody anything on the internet. Whereas, like, I mean, realistically speaking, you are a person who lives in the world. Like, you have personal information, and at some point you're gonna have to tell somebody. Like, you can't order anything online without telling somebody where to mail it to, right? Or, like, again, a lot of the VTuber friends I've made have been people that, like, I met online, and then it's like, oh, it turns out that we, like, live a lot closer together than we thought. And then we can meet, and that's how that works. And it's like, yeah, that's, like, a thing that you can only really do if you're willing to divulge some personal information. But I guess at that point it's more of a question of trust, right? Oops, I hope I didn't make that worse. I'm just trying to, like, clean up this thread so it's not, like, dragging everywhere, but it's still, like, securely attached. Yeah. I'm not very safe. I remember VTubers doing a carsing thing and they had someone driving and recognized things like, wait, I know this town, I live in this town. Oh no. I mean, I think I've found people who live in Eggy City before, because I definitely remember watching a VTuber a long time ago. I don't think she's still, well, I think she might be active. I don't think she's active under the same name. But I remember realizing that, like, she lived a lot closer than I thought, because every single time there would be, like, a weather alert, there would be, like, a tweet a couple minutes later that's like, oh yeah, rough weather tonight, I don't know if I'll be able to stream. Like, I would get, like, thunderstorm alert, and then be like, hey guys, they're predicting a thunderstorm for tonight, and after a while it's like, okay, once a coincidence, multiple times, it's like, But, yeah, weather docs. I mean, at the very least, it was cold everywhere in North America this winter, so, like, oh no, everybody will know that I live somewhere on the North American continent. Who would have thought? Oh, it's a sweater. Yeah, it's a sweater. Sweatshirt. I bought this at Canadian retailer Simon's. I recommend Simon's. I like Simon's a lot. It's like the only mall store where I still find cute things. But I decided I wanted to make this one even cuter. Actually, hold on. If you will permit me to pause the music for a bit, because if I step too far away from the computer, then my Bluetooth headphones will lose connection. I just want to go get something downstairs. Give me a second. Let me see. Hold on. Let me find out if I can pause my music and take out my headphones. Hold on. Let's see. Can I do this? Are you guys still hearing this? You guys aren't hearing this. I don't think you're hearing this. Man, okay, hold on. Oh, it's probably because... There we go, okay. I will be back momentarily. Give me a moment. I want to go grab something. Did it pause again? I'm back. I have returned. I don't think I even muted the mic. Whoops. Weh. Okay. Anyway. It didn't stop? Okay. We're good. We're good? Okay, because I have a little baggie of these. And these are like just like little pre-made ribbon bows. But I was thinking maybe... The thing is that they're white and everything else on here is off-white, but also like these little flowers are white. So I wonder like if I put this here, or maybe it'd be cuter on the words? I think it'd be cute if I sewed something to them. Like either if I put them here, or like maybe on the corners? Do you think it'd be cute on the corners? I don't want to overdo it. I don't want it to be like, oops, 9,000 bows. But like, it would be kind of cute with 9,000 bows. Is Zia still here? Zia Zenos. I need your fashion person input on this. Do the sleeves like 3 on each arm? Well, the thing is they're not that big. I guess maybe I could put some around the collar if I wanted to. I also don't know. I'm a little skeptical about how well these will like hold together in the wash. Because I've had socks that have like similar kinds of ribbons on it and they tend to fray a little in the dryer. But obviously the obvious answer to that is just don't put it in the dryer. So, I mean... Hi, Zia Zenos. I need your feedback on where is like good bow placement. Do you think it'd be cuter if I put it... Do you think it'd be cuter if I put it on the corners, like the 4 corners? Or if it would be cuter on, like, next to the words? Because I don't want to be, like, I feel like if you put too many, then it, like, each bow loses its own little impact. So I'm like, I don't know if 4 corners would be better, or, like, maybe I would consider putting one over the strawberries. Like, putting one, like, right here on the strawberry. Or maybe up here. Well, no, down here I think would be better. But then it, like, blocks off some of this embroidery, and I don't know if I want that either. I don't know over the strawberry. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Kind of reminds me of a picture frame, yeah. Well, I got the idea. Like I said earlier, there's a Japanese brand called Mary Jenny, and last year I think they came out, for summer, they came out with this t-shirt. And, like, it was basically like a t-shirt that was like a printed picture. Like, you know, one of those t-shirts where it's just like square image on shirt, but they would sew lace around it. So again, it looked like a picture frame. And that's kind of where I took the inspiration from. So yeah, that's what I'm like. But I'm like, it'd be cute if I add a little, I think these would add a little more texture. They didn't clash as much as I thought they would. But I don't know if it's cuter to have it like this. I'm liking the four corners. I'm kind of liking the four corners. And maybe I shouldn't, I don't think I should put it over the embroidery. Four corners is better than a round text. Yeah, I should probably, maybe I shouldn't mess too much with the embroidery, I think. What if down the sleeves? The thing is, they're not that big, and this is like a really oversized sweater, mind you. This sweater is very oversized, so that's why I'm hesitant to put anything, because like this sleeve is huge. This sleeve is huge. Like having little bows down the sleeve, I think would not accomplish much. I think maybe if they were bigger, maybe if I could probably buy some bigger ones, maybe, if I had bigger ones. I think that's a job for big bow ribbon, I think. Yeah. Something Orleans mentioned. This is actually in Quebec. This is Ile d'Orléans. Auto-cueillette de fraises. I don't know. Simon's is a Canadian department store. You have to come back to Canada, Zia. Did I take you to Simon's? Did we get to go to Simon's? Simon's is like the only mall store where I ever find clothes that I like. They have, sometimes things are a little bit expensive before they go on sale, but when they go on sale, they're pretty decent. We didn't go to Simon's, we walked by it. Yeah. I feel very vindicated. Me has a fashion opinion. Eggy knows Zia. You tell me Zia agrees with Jake. The correct fashion opinion haver has entered the building. But yeah, no, this was from Simon's. They like I said earlier, they had this collection of like sweatshirts that were like, it was so weird because like some of them were based on like destinations you may have heard of. Like some of them were like, oh, Amsterdam. Like I think there was one for like Australia. There were like other ones, but then some of them were just like random places in Quebec. Like Ile d'Orléans. I think there was another one. There was another one I think that's like an area that's like famous for its lavender. And they had like a sweater with like little lavender on it. There was one for like Montreal, obviously, but like yeah, they had ones for just like various places in Quebec, and I'm like, okay, cool. This one's cute though. I think they had another color of this one. I think it was like a blue color, but I think I like the yellow one better. Like this. Oh, like top and I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna put it on the corners, it's like all or nothing, I think. I feel like just two just like doesn't look quite right. It looks incomplete. Yeah, no, I think if I'm gonna commit to doing it on the corners, it needs to be all four of them. But yeah. This one. Yeah, I guess I'll probably sew these on by hand. I think this would probably break the machine to try to like go through this like thing in the middle. It'd be too tough. No, these are small. I can do that. I can probably sew them on pretty quickly. Now, where did I put the sewing needle? I want to put the sewing needle somewhere foolish. As I always do. I am prone to sewing needle foolishness, I think. That's my character flaw. See, I'm putting it here. That's foolish. Don't stab it right into the sweater. That's foolish. You know, if I said earlier I had a habit of like holding pins in my mouth when I sew? Foolishness. Don't do that. Seems thick for a machine to do. Yeah, and also very small. Like, I think sewing machines are good when you have to do like one for like a long time, for like an extended area, right? I think that sewing machines are good for that, but like for little details or for like sewing on one thing, I think they're not particularly good for that. Hello. Hello. Oh, hi Maple. Hi Maple. Hi Maple. What's up, Maple? Hello, Maple Winters. Maple got a 70 in her Super Metroid test. There was a test? Did she study? Was this like a test like a test you have at school, or was it like a test like an eye test? Like a blood test? 70% was her item collection. Ah, okay. This is Metroidonomics. I guess she did study enough. But yes, welcome, Maple. I hope you had a nice and good stream. I am here. For those who are not familiar with me, I am NiceEggy. I am nice and I'm an eggy. And today I am hand camming and sewing. I sewed lace to this sweater. I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm trying to find like a good angle. I should not hold this in my mouth. That is foolish. I'm not going to do that. But yep, I'm at the sewing machine today. And I have this. You did the embroidery work too? Oh god, no, I didn't. So this comes from, the sweater's from Simon's, a store that Maple is absolutely familiar with. I know this because I've talked to her about it. But yeah, so Simon's, they had this, like, collection of, like I was saying earlier, like, it's, like, they had a selection of, like, destination sweaters, and some of them were just random places in Quebec. Dude, I like the strawberries. So I sewed lace onto it, and now it's cuter. And now I'm sewing little bows onto it. Their website has cute stuff, yeah. Like I said, I don't know if they ship internationally, but if you live in Canada, highly recommend Simon's. Simon's, please pay me. Please pay me or I'm gonna keep shilling your stuff for free. Simon's, pay me. This is a sponsor me. This is a threat. This is a threat. But yeah, they're originally from Quebec, I think. And then I know they started, like, over the past few years, they've been, like, slowly opening more stores in other provinces. But, I mean, I guess after the Bay closed, that they have... It's free reign for them. They're, like, the last surviving department store, you know? Simon's give Eggy a job. I mean... I guess it would be nice to get employee discounts for it. I did apply for it. They didn't hire me. I did hear apparently they paid pretty... Well, not they paid pretty well, but I remember a few years ago, like, hearing that, like... Apparently the working conditions were pretty good for, like, a retail store. Yeah. Rest in peace, Sears. Okay, well, rest in peace, Sears. What year do you think it is? Sears is super long gone. The Bay is gone. Sears is super gone. I think I have a Hudson's Bay gift card that I never actually used. I think my mom told me, I remember, like, was it? Because it was last year or the year before, I think. When the Bay went out of business, I remember my mom was like a week or so before, she's like, hey, you might want to use, if you have any Hudson's Bay gift cards, you might want to, like, use those. I heard they might be going out of business. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I got busy with other things. And then the Bay went out of business. And I'm like, oh, no, the Bay went out of business. And I still had gift cards. So. Sears being gone is pretty new. What? Closed department stores are like Eaton's. Sears closing is pretty new. It's okay, I still have Blockbuster gift cards with the hamster and bunny. Oh, Blockbuster gift cards. I don't think I have gone back that far. But then again, I guess when Blockbuster was a thing, I feel like I'm in a weird place with a lot of, like, millennial things, because it's like, I'm old enough to have experienced them, like, to have, like, a memory of them. Hold on, I'm just gonna, like, move this arm up so I don't, like, accidentally start getting the sewing machine going again. Like, I'm old enough to have experienced them, like, in a way that, like, I was old enough to remember it, but, like, I feel like I remember watching, like, VHS tapes as a kid. Do I remember how to operate a, like a tape machine? No. Like, I use cassette. Would I know how to operate a cassette player? Probably not. Because, like, again, I was old enough to have experienced it, but not old enough to have actually, like, used it. Like, usually that was, like, I was young enough that, like, that was what my parents were doing, right? And it's like that for a lot of things, I think. Like, Like, what else? Like, Blockbusters like that? I went to Blockbuster. Did I buy anything? I guess I chose the movies. I was old enough to do that. I remember also, too, though, maybe it's also, too, that, like, my parents were, like, very late on a lot of technology. Like, my parents did not buy a DVD player until companies just, like, completely stopped making VHSs. And then they're like, okay, fine, we'll get a DVD player. Future Shop the goat. Okay, Future Shop I remember. Future Shop I remember. Future Shop I went to. Blockbuster I went to. What are some other things that are less common now? Okay, this is a Canadian thing, but I think this is like specifically a Canadian thing for girls who are roughly the same age as me. Did anybody know of Licenza Girl? Not Licenza. Licenza's still around, but no, Licenza Girl specifically. Does anybody here have memories of Licenza Girl? Maybe I'm asking the wrong demographic, though. Everyone is going to be either, like, too old, or too male, or too American, or at least too not Canadian. Eggy, they're not that difficult. Not that hard. Just rewind it after. I don't know. I know what rewinding is. I know you should be kind rewind. I don't... But I assure you, I was not the one pressing the button. I'm sorry for being too American. What place? Licenza Girl. So Licenza is a... okay, it's gonna sound weird when I try to explain this, but Licenza is a Canadian, like, lingerie bra underwear store, right? So in, like, I guess 2000s, 2010s, they had a line, like, they had a secondary store called Licenza Girl, and it was essentially, like, kids. It was essentially, like, it sounds weird to say, like, bras for kids, but they also sold a lot of other clothes. So that was, I don't know when they started closing them. I think it was after I kind of grew out of it, but, like, I would say, like, a majority of my wardrobe was, like, clothing from Licenza Girl. It was, like, my favorite store. Because the thing is that, like, yeah, they had bras, and some of the stores were attached to, like, regular Licenza, but a lot of them were, like, most of what they sold was, like, normal clothes, like, you know, shirts and pants and dresses and the like. So, and a lot of what they did, like, they had a lot of, like, stuff with, like, Disney Channel stars on it. Like, you go there and they would be, like, Hannah Montana stuff and, like, Jonas Brothers stuff and, like, Disney stuff. Yeah, tween demographic. Yeah, exactly. I was not allowed to shop there for this reason. Yeah, definitely covered this before. But yeah, I just remember, like, most of my first experience shopping for bras was at Licenza Girl, which I think is actually, like, kind of a useful store to have in that way of, like, if you are, like, 11 or 12 and your mom is like, okay, you're old enough to need a bra now, and you're like, I don't know about that. Like, it's like, okay, you're already comfortable shopping here. It's already covered in stuff you like. You probably already own clothes from there. It's like, it doesn't feel like such a big jump to shop for, like, bras and stuff, you know? Yeah, definitely covered this before. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know when they started closing them, I think. It was definitely after I aged out a bit. Because I think I was shopping there until probably, like, grade 7, grade 8. At what point, like, I think once everybody else in my class started getting really into, like, Abercrombie and Aeropostale, I think that was kind of when stopped going there. But oh god, Aeropostale, that's like another one. That's another one that's like, sorry, I don't want the stream to become like, hey guys, remember Thing? Do you guys remember Thing? You know, from past? Like, I don't want to become, like, nostalgia bait streamer. Hey guys, remember Thing from Time? I love your pronunciation of Aeropostale. Am I saying it wrong? OMG, I remember Thing. Me too! Oh my god. How is Aeropostale? Is it... oh, do people say Aeropostal? But it has the E at the end! It's Aeropostale! I don't think I knew a single person who called it Aeropostal. Anybody who says I feel like if I like meet up with anybody from like elementary school and they call it Aeropostal, then like I'm gonna be like, no, you're lying. They got to you. I'll send you a voice note, listen later. Neither of those is right. Aeropostale? I can't think of a third way to pronounce it. Is it not Aeropostale? I remember a place called Les Ailes de la Mode. Too young to know what that did to— Oh! Les Ailes de la Mode. I don't think I'm not old enough to remember Les Ailes de la Mode, but I know that if I told my mom about it, she would go, oh yeah. Yeah. I think they're trying to bring it back. I don't know how successful they're going to be, but I've heard they're trying to bring it back. I don't remember ever going to one, though. But maybe it's either I was too young, or it's possible that maybe the city I grew up in just didn't have any locations there. I think it was just like a ladies' clothing store, though. But yeah, guys, remember Thing? From Time? From Era? Old department store chain that only had a few locations. Aeropostale. Aeropostale? Aeropostale? Huh? Aeropostale. Aeropostale? Aeropostale. I refuse to believe. Aeropostale. Aeropostale? Aeropostale. Aeropostal? No, I refuse. I refuse. Aeropostal? Aeropostal? Aeropostal. Aeropostal. No, I refuse. I refuse. That cannot be how it was Aeropostal. Like apostles? Like Aero apostle? Like the guys that were following Jesus? Like Aeropostal? I refuse. Aeropostal. Yeah, like apostle. Aeropostal. Aeropostal? Aeropostal. I refuse. There's no way. Maybe it was because I went to a French immersion school. Maybe that's why everyone's like used to pronouncing things like the French way. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why. Alright, 2 of 4 bows. We got the third one. I wish I was Eggy's grandma and I could turn my hearing aids off right now. So I could— what? Are we getting too repetitive? Are we getting too French? Are we getting too Canadian? Sorry for girl slopping? No, I wasn't worried about girl slopping. If anything, I was worried about nostalgia slopping. I don't want to become nostalgia slop. We have to look to the future. As like I was saying earlier, I have to get more optimistic, like right now. I have to look to the future. I cannot give in to nostalgia slop. For the 100th Aeropostale, I quit. You will be hit with nostalgia Tomodachi's next month. Oh yeah, actually, I was about to ask actually, now that you mention it. Because like, I know the demo dropped this week. I played a little bit of it on my own time. Because you can make multiple islands if you have multiple profiles on your Switch, which I do. So I made like one just to play on my own, and I figured like, okay, I'll have a separate one for what I do on stream. But now I'm like, I don't know, was it too late? Should I just wait for the full release and then stream it then? Because I do want to stream it. It's very silly. I had a fun time. But also I'm like, I don't know. If I already did it on my own, does it still count? Yeah, demo progress carries over too. Well, I'm just wondering because, like, I'm like, am I late? Like, I was sick this week, so I'm like, am I late now? Should I just wait for the full release and then stream it then? Because I'm figuring out what the schedule is going to be for this week. Because, like, what's this week? Monday will be mahjong. Like, tomorrow we're zhonging, as always. We're back to normal. Tuesday I'm busy. Wednesday is April Fool's, which I do actually, contrary to popular belief, actually have something planned. Thursday. Maybe I could do it Thursday? But I haven't Zelda'd in a couple weeks. Because I didn't Zelda the other week either. Unless I streamed twice on Wednesday, maybe? Because, like, my April Fool's, I don't plan to do it for very long. But then again, I don't want to just be like, oh yeah, I'm not going to stream for very long, because every time I say that, I stream for very long. Eggy was in my demo. I know! You sent me the, I will put you in my full game. I promise I will put you in my full game. Eggy April Fool's plays a shooter game. No, I have something else in mind. I'm like, I don't know how long it will take, because it's like one of those things where I'm like, realistically, I might be able to do it for like an hour. But like, but then every time I'm like, oh, I'll stream for like, and you know, do a short stream. It's like 3 hours. I'm like, I don't know if I want to schedule 2 streams for that day, and then find myself in a situation where I'm like, oh no. I'm sorry, I keep thinking about like, what's that one show? The Bear. You know that one, like, post that someone made once, or it's like the screenshot from that where the guy's like, oh no, somebody ordered food from my restaurant and now I have to make it. I feel like I'm like, it's like that with, whenever I do, whenever I have to, like, I schedule a stream at, like, a time that ends up being inconvenient, I'm just like, oh god, I scheduled a stream and now I have to stream it. Ah. Can you copy paste people from one island to another? No, they don't let you do that, I don't think. I know I've seen people make like tutorials on how to like make specific characters, but I don't think you can share Miis. I don't think it has online capability, and I think people very quickly realize why that is after the demo dropped. I'll have to make a grilled cheese sandwich. I saw that meme. We Bear Bears. No, it was the bear. It was. I haven't watched it. It's about like people running like 5-star restaurant. All I know, I've never watched it, but like all I know is just that one screenshot because I think about it every time I like set myself up to do something and then have to do it. All right, one more bow. I love it because he decided to do all that work himself. Yeah, exactly. That's the point of it. It's like, oh god. But like, I don't know. When I'm streaming at a time that's convenient, when it's like, okay, I've made time for this. I have enough time. But then sometimes, yeah, when it's like, oh no, I said I would stream at this hour, and now this hour has come, and it's inconvenient. It's like, oh no, who scheduled this at such an inconvenient time? And it was like, oh no, it was me. There we go. Last bow. And I think I'll be enough for tonight. I'm considering maybe I could put bows around the collar, but that'll be a job for another day, I think. This looks good enough as is, I think. It's an alright show? Yeah, again, it was like another, like... I feel like when it comes to, like, big, popular show, I feel like a lot of them are hit or miss for me. Like, I really like Severance. And what else did I watch recently that I don't know. I feel like Severance is like the last big like show that everybody is watching that I actually liked, or was at least like felt like giving a try. It's not as good as Severance. I feel like, I mean, if you're gonna recommend shows, I feel like at this point I'm just like, is it better or worse than Severance? Is it as good as Severance? Better than Severance or worse than Severance? Like, this is my bar, is Severance. I love Severance. I know! I like Severance so much. Severance is very good. I recommend Severance. Highly recommend Severance. When is... I mean, I know they're making Season 3, because I know Season 2 did really well. I don't know when it's coming, though. Because, like, Season 2 was, like, what, last year? Maybe it'll be later this year. Well, I said my me to my system creator, but TL's is probably more fleshed out. Like, Tomodachi Life probably more fleshed out, yeah. I mean, I know for Tomodachi Life, for this one, they added a lot of features, I think. So now I think your Miis can get gay married, which they couldn't in the original. I think the other thing that they can do is, because it was an issue that I remember a lot of people ran into that they fixed this time. It was one that I didn't even think about, and I was like, yeah, I guess. Because a lot of people they would make their Miis, right? Like, they would make, like, Miis of people they know, right? Like, you're a kid, you make Miis of, like, each person in your family, but, like, the game doesn't realize that the Miis are based on real people. So it's like, okay, made Miis of my whole family. Oops, now my uncle just married my sister. Whoops. Because the game has no way of knowing that these are two who cannot be married. So now in the new one, you can set it to be like, oh yeah, in real life, this person is, like, married to this person. Like, this person is the mother of this person, kind of thing. Your Audi is nice. Your Audi identifies with eggs and recently sowed a strawberry. Your Audi tends to eggplants. Your Audi recently struggled with figuring out how to work a sewing machine, but figured it out eventually. Yeah, Mii's accidentally incest calling a generation. Yeah, I remember somebody was like, oh yeah, in this version they patched out incest, and people were like, I'm sorry, what? But, like, yeah, it's kind of true. It's like, yeah, I mean, I guess you can still keep it in there if you just, like, don't set anybody. If you just, like... Because, like, it's totally optional to be like, this person's the sister of this person, but, like... Yeah. And I think that kind of thing also works, I think, if you have, like, a lot of fictional characters and there's specific ones you don't want to interact in certain ways. Oh, hold on. Is there a pin down here? Dice? Oh no, oh no. Oh wait, no, okay, we're not doomed. We might be doomed, hold on. There's gotta be a way to get this out. There we go. I found one more pin in here. There we go. I got scared for a moment, I'm like, is it stuck in there? I have no way of getting it out without, like, undoing it. Yeah, I hear this me drawing, but the faces won't animate if full drawn. Also, no filter limit. Yeah, that's probably why there's not, like, a lot of online functionality for it. And also, I think you can't even take, like, screenshots or video. Like, all the footage so far has been from people either, like, taking a picture with their phone or, like, streaming it or, like, capturing it on computer somehow. So... Yeah, I heard this me drawing, but the faces will animate if full drawn. Yeah, I experienced that too, because I wanted to, like, fix the eyes on one of my Miis, but then when they close their eyes, then it, like, gets completely ruined, so... But I do like that, I've seen people use the, makeup feature for drawing, like, if you have a character with, like, ears, or, like, you know, if you have, like, cat ears or something, or, like, antenna or something, like... You can pretty easily add that with the makeup, which I think is convenient. I've seen people make a lot of, like, Uma Musume that way. Yeah, I put the egg in your eye and quickly realized this. Yeah, luckily you can, like, edit them pretty easily. I do like that the game doesn't really... I don't really think there's actually anything on your Miis that is, like, fully permanent. I think most of the time, if there's, like, anything that you want to fix, you can go back and change it. Which is good. Because it does kind of suck when you, like, make a character in a game and it's like, this can't be changed, are you sure? And you say yes, and then it, like, looks bad and you're like... Apparently people are just drawing full faces, so when babies are made, they're just faceless. It's like, okay, now we gotta draw the face on the baby then. Yeah. Apparently the filter for 3DS because it was built into the system. Oh, interesting. But yeah, I mean, with certain filters, I think it's... I don't know. Because like I've definitely played games where the filter was way too strict. Like I remember for the newest Katamari lets you make like custom cousins by recoloring the like existing ones, and you can rename them. But the problem is that like the filter name is so strict that like you can't actually name them anything. Like I had to name mine Ebby because it wouldn't take Eggy. Like I don't know what in the word Eggy was causing it to like filter it, but no, apparently you cannot name it Eggy. That's inappropriate somehow. So it's Ebby. But I've seen other people saying they had similar issues. I saw somebody on like the Katamari subreddit say they tried to name theirs Coco, like C-O-C-O, and they're like, I'm not sure what caused that to get filtered, but apparently you cannot call your guy Coco. It's illegal. And people were trying to guess. They're like, maybe it's like 3 out of the 4 letters in cock, maybe that's what's setting it off. But like people were getting like their names filtered for like no reason. Yeah, it's hard to make things sensible and functional, honestly. Yeah, well, because you have like, what's it called, like the Scunthorpe problem, where like if you have a word that contains a swear word, then like it tends to get filtered. Like, I definitely met people with names like Cassandra or Cassidy that have like this issue where they would like sign up for something because like the word ass is inside their name. Then like, it's like, no, that can't be your real name. And they're like, no, that's literally my real name. Please. Like, when I was a kid, I always wanted to name my pets Cassie in games, but that was my dog's name and it would get blocked. No! Yeah, I mean, I guess I've seen, yeah, Cassandra, Cassie, what are some other ones? There's some that are, like, especially prone to this. And again, it's less common nowadays. I feel like, filters have evolved well enough to more or less not do that. But, I don't know. Yeah, when you type goodnight to your friends and get auto-manned. I think the worst one is when there's, like, a space, but, like, because I know sometimes, like, word filters are, like, they're programmed to also spot when people are trying to circumvent it. So it's one of those things where it's, like, if you're, like, typing a swear word, and, like, there will be, like, a space in between. But, like, sometimes there are just 2 words that if you smash them together, yes, it looks like a swear word. So you might have, like, the word, like, as second, where you're using that in, like, a normal sentence. I don't know when you would use that, but, like, it's just an example. So, but like, yeah, if you smash those words together, it is technically ass with a space in the middle. And sometimes filters will pick up on that, which is also annoying, but also kind of funny. And of course I can't tell you the rule you broke because I want to teach a little kid a swear word or help people get around. Yeah! That's true. It's like, you said a bad word. Which one? We're not telling you. Okay, this is already pretty cute. I'm liking this. I'm just gonna actually, I'm curious about what to see, like if I put bows around the neck. I also, again, the neck is, I'm also just concerned about, like, if it'll be, like, kind of itchy, but... Because the other thing, too, with the neck you gotta be careful is that, like, the neck of a sweater still needs to be able to stretch. I don't know, it might be a bit much. Maybe I'll add it another day. I'll wear it once like this and see how I feel. This is mighty cute. This is already quite cute. I'm pleased with it. This actually came out better than I thought it would. I had concerns going in, but my concerns have been largely assuaged. I'll have to see how well the lace holds up in the wash. I'm not gonna put this in the dryer, obviously. I sewed the bows in the middle, so like they shouldn't come untied, I don't think. But we'll see. We'll see. It should hold up pretty well. I hope it'll hold up pretty well. But yeah, it was canceled after being so finished just because the programs could never implement a good enough filter to stop the beta tester from building exactly what you expect beta testers to build in a Minecraft-like game. But yeah, everything is context. For example, if an older person says everything's okay, they're saying happy. Yeah, that's true. Like, the definition of words changes over time. But I don't know if it's... I guess it also depends, like, what group you're directing your game towards, because if your game is like directed towards kids, then yeah, there might be certain words that make sense to block, but I feel like if it's directed towards adults, then like there's certain words that you probably shouldn't block because, you know, there are things that are normal, I think, for adults to talk about, you know? Alright, but we're good. This has been completed, and I am satisfied. I'm happy with it. I'll post a picture of this later, I think, on Twitter. Hopefully I can get it with good lighting, you know? But let's see who is raidable on Twitch. Oh god. I didn't think this through. Oh god, I'm gonna have to type the name to raid. That's gonna be frustrating. Who's on? Who's on? Who's on? Who is on currently? What time is it? It is exactly midnight. Okay, midnight raid. Who is on? Rosie Chu is on. Koki is on. Reiju is on. Karaki is on, and she's cooking. Amantas. We could probably raid Karaki. I feel like going from a sewing stream to a cooking stream is like thematically appropriate, I feel. I think it's thematically appropriate. Let's go see the dog. Let's go see the dog. Oh god, how do I move my lap? I cannot see the keyboard. I'm just like blindly typing here. No, that's not the slash. That's not the backspace. Okay, raid Koragi underscore. Nope. No. Backspace? Okay, Karaki underscore. No. C. No. Underscore CH. Come on, I'm so close. C. H. There we go. Muscle memory's failing. I'm doing this blindly. I cannot see this, and also I'm reaching up. My computer's on a shelf above me. I have it there so like I can point everything else down at me, like the webcam for tracking and like the microphone and stuff. Here we go. There we go. Oh, Kuraki is the dog. Yes, she's the dog. So let's go see what the dog doing. You just turn off the camera and stand up. Yeah, but then I don't have anything to show. Handcam was fun. Gotta do it again. Yeah, I have a few more sewing projects. Some of them I think I need more supplies, or there's also another setup I can use downstairs, so I don't have to if I don't want to use a sewing machine. But yes, eggs and crafts raid. What are we gonna say? Egg craft raid? Egg crafting raid? Egg craft raid? That should work. Egg craft raid. Eggs and crafts raid? Eggs and crafts, egg craft. Either way, either one should work. I think that should be okay. But yes, tomorrow I will be back at my normal desk with my normal microphone. I will probably... We'll be doing Jong. We'll be Jonging. That'll be tomorrow. And then... Yeah, I think that'll be... That I know for sure. That I know for sure. So I will see you tomorrow evening. We will Jong. We will yap. This week will be more normal again, hopefully. So, until then, I hope you have a nice and good evening. I will be seeing you soon. And thank you, bye-bye, and au revoir. Bye-bye. Yeah.